Oh, that was quick, and we're live. Welcome to the live stream tonight. We're going to be playing Call of Cthulhu. Tonight's scenario is Dreaming of the River Night, which is like a really weird thing to say. It looks cool on paper, and then you try to get it out, and it's like, I don't like, there should be another the. I'm not really sure. But thank you for tuning in if you're checking us out tonight. And this will eventually make it into our actual play feed at some point in the future. But I'm going to kick it over to Kevin so he can kind of let us know what we're going to be up for tonight, and then we'll intro characters and we'll get to it.
Okay, so John gave us the name of the scenario. It takes place in Lhasa, which is the capital of Tibet. It'll be a standard time setting for Call of Cthulhu, so mid-20s, so say 1923. Would be the year that this takes place, and our characters are starting with Dani.
Hi. I will be playing Petra Rivers tonight. She is a gold-digging 25-year-old that ran out of daddy's money and made it to Tibet. And she's currently singing and entertaining in a lounge, a very seedy lounge called the Black Lotus.
Okay, so John, your character, so John B.
Yes, I am Daryyl Julius Rueglethorpe IV. I enjoy adventure. I also enjoy an old-fashioned at my favorite speakeasy, run by my friend Vinny. Yes, and anything else? Oh yes, I'd like to say I'm 30, but I'm probably a tad bit older.
Okay, and I'm guessing English, right?
Oh, sure. If that's what this is, then yes.
Trying to pick up on the accent. Okay, and John?
My name is Vincenzo DeCarlo, and my club is not, it's a nice place. It's the Black Lotus. I don't know who's talking shit about my club. It's top notch, is all I'm saying. I have some business dealings, you could say, with some people in Tibet here. It's got me situated as I don't like to talk about it too much, but yeah, suffice to say that I'm in charge here.
Okay, so
one might say that you would like to put those disputes to bed.
That's horrible.
To bed.
Get it.
Okay, so Tibet in the 1920s, I'll give a little bit of background of kind of the area you're in and kind of the time. So Tibet at this time is kind of a frontier outpost. Tibet has always been kind of a closed society just because of where it's located. And then usually the ruling empire, which is overseen mostly by the Buddhist monks who run Tibet, have always been very closed-minded. Currently, the Dalai Lama is the 13th Dalai Lama. So just for out of character, the Dalai Lama on the TV that everybody sees now is the 14th. So this is his predecessor. In the turn of the century, he escaped from Tibet. He was pushed out of Tibet, and he spent some time in India. So in India, he'd seen some advances that the British were doing in India, whether it was technological or financial. So when he came back to Tibet, he thought he needed to do some modernization of the country. So he invited in specifically British, Russian, and Chinese, kind of opening up to business. So when he came back in, one of the main things he focused on was opening up mining, obviously. So that was some of the first big businesses that came into Lhasa, into the capital. So we will be, right now, Vincenzo's club, the Black Lotus, is in Lhasa, which is the capital. It's also kind of the center of the Buddhist religion, also where the Dalai Lama and all of his supporting monks live. So it's a time there's quite a few foreigners in Lhasa compared to what had been in the past. So it's not, out of the ordinary that there would be a club there servicing, the non-native population. So you may stick out a little bit, but you're not, you wouldn't get looks walking down the street or interacting on a day-to-day basis. It's just kind of what the Dalai Lama wanted to do, bringing more outsiders in, opening up the country. So it's just a kind of a new place for people to go to make money, have some adventure. So I think you guys all fit in quite well with that. So one question for John, the Black Lotus, is this a club? Are we thinking like Marion Ravenwood's club and Indiana Jones, or is it more wood paneling and all that kind of stuff?
No, it's a nice place.
Okay.
There's no prohibition overseas, so it's a legitimate club.
So it's it's decked out, and obviously you'd be servicing more the expat population. So it would make sense that you would kind of bring a bit of home over to here. So those kind of creature comforts and things like that.
More like beginning of Temple of Doom, like that style club.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
Yes.
What did you think of that one? That was actually a good one to come up with. Okay, so that sounds perfect. So what I wanted to do is, I'm assuming, obviously, Petra and Vincenzo, if we start in the club, that would be, that would seem to fit in quite well. And I guess Darryl also sounds like he knows Vincenzo from before. So having the setting, having you all start in the Black Lotus would be, that sounds like a good place to start. So let's say it's kind of late afternoon, early evening. There's just the three of you in the club and one other patron. His name is Charlie Hodson. He's a Canadian miner. He works for the Lahore Consolidated Mineral Company. So that's kind of one of the major mining operations in Lhasa at the time. So Charlie is a regular. I would say he maybe has a little bit of a tab going with Vincenzo, depending on how long Vincenzo lets that float. So he's well known to you. You all know his background, what he's up to, the work he does. So he's in the club and he's going to order another drink. So let's say, is Mr. Chen Vincenzo, would he be the one that's behind the bar serving drinks, things like that, and you would just be floating around socializing, or would you be slinging drinks also?
No, neither one of us is serving drinks. I have Tibetans for that.
Okay. So you're hanging out at the end of the bar then.
I mean, Vincenzo would float around. He would be gambling. He would, drinking and whatever. Mr. Chen is kind of like the silent partner. Like Vincenzo can speak a little bit of Tibet, but like he's not real great at it. So like when he really needs a whip cracked, he gets Mr. Chen, and Mr. Chen kind of like runs the kitchen. He runs the bar. Like he has all that stuff down.
Okay, so he's maybe a bit subordinate, but he's not kind of your guy you just send around to fetch it. He is maybe you're one, and he's kind of 1A, I guess, on the totem pole, correct?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds fine. Okay, so Charlie's sitting there. Is Petra? It's not a big crowd, so obviously Charlie's the only one in there. So I'm assuming you're not actually up performing. You're just hanging out.
Petra is getting her social lubrication on
before she goes up.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. And then I'm assuming Darryl was just propping up the bar with everyone else.
Yes, of course. I'm enjoying an old-fashioned and telling stories of the time I went and I found the remains of the old god Nuhachi. Yes, and I had to meet him here, or not him, but a man named Lao, and bring him Nuhachi.
You kind of sound like you're full of shit there.
I thought you were looping up.
Not that kind.
I suppose it is a bit early and a bit dry in here, yes. Another drink, Mr. Chen.
So Charlie
You'll
will
have to
speak
buy
up.
a lot more if you want us to believe those stories.
So Charlie will raise his hand and say, "This one's on me." He, pulls out some money. I'm trying to think.
Oh, no, sir. I am plenty capable, and as a matter of fact, I will buy your drink, of course. Yes. Why don't you look as if you have something that you need to get off your chest?
So Charlie looks over and shakes his head, says thank you. So he then kind of sticks his hand into his jacket pocket and says, this will be my last night in Tibet with you guys. I will be shipping off back home to Canada. My contract wasn't necessarily up, but now I've been told it's up. So I will be heading out tomorrow. So I just wanted to have one last drink with you all and maybe pass on a little bit of luck or that's come my way that makes this early departure from the country a little easier to swallow. So he, inside of his pocket, he pulls out a bundle of papers and sets it on the bar, grabs the drink that Darryl has bought for him and slugs it back a bit.
So Vinny comes out from like the back. He's like, fixing his cuffs and, kind of like fixes his shirt. And he kind of comes up behind him and he says, so I hear that you're leaving, but you owe me some money still. I assume that you're going to pay that tab that you owe me. Is that correct?
So Charlie sets his hand down on the stack of papers and says, this will definitely take care of that.
That looks like a bunch of papers. I don't know what you're talking about. They ain't green, buddy.
Don't worry, darling. This guy here, he says that he can take care of all the tabs for us, right?
I assume you're talking about me. I don't think I'm going to go that far, but Mr. Hodson here seemed a bit troubled. But now he speaks of good luck, so I will certainly drink to that. And he throws back his old-fashioned. Another!
So Charlie will look up at Vinny and say, maybe I was thinking of saying down payment. That is probably the wrong word, but what you is not known to many other people, and not necessarily, and definitely not anybody in Lhasa at this time. Into his other pocket, he sticks his other hand and pulls out a gold nugget and sets it on top of the pile of papers.
When he reaches into his pocket, he just goes, "Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa!"
It's easy now.
Petra sees the gold nuggets and her eyes just light up. Oh, well,
yes.
maybe I was a little harsh judging you when we first met.
Gold nuggets, yes. I know exactly that you are quite a skilled miner, yes.
So one of the reasons, obviously, I was brought here and that the mining company was drawn to Tibet was there was always rumors of gold fields. Now, we have not found any of those gold fields. There's been small strikes here and there. But what I have here and what I'm offering you is something that you won't need a big company to help get all the riches out of. Let's just say this is my way of paying the three of you back for, obviously he looks to Vinny, for obviously keeping me well watered. Looks at Darryl and says, for all of your conversations and stories. And looks at Petra and says, for companionship and all of the hearing your lovely voice each night.
Well, anytime for you. And she's kind of slinking her hand towards the gold nugget.
Darryl gives her the side eye.
He picks it up and kind of like hefts it in his hand, and he goes, so Charlie, how are we going to split this gold nugget 3 ways?
Let's just say that nugget's to pay off my tab. The papers here. And then
I'm sure that covers it.
But then Charlie looks at Petra and says, apologies, darling, but there's more than just gold up there for you. And for a bigger gold nugget than that. So you will not be left wanting.
My God.
You're filthy.
The innuendos.
So Charlie then says, this is a bit of my little payback to the company also for cutting my term short. So he starts unfolding the papers, and you will see kind of 2 different, I guess, textures or colors to the paper. He pulls out one that's a map and says, this is a map that I drew when I went up with the company for some investigations into the gold fields. This isn't any kind of official ordnance map or anything from Lahore Company. This is something that I have drawn myself with some of the walking I did with the company and just some of the stories I've picked along the way. And obviously this map leads to where that gold nugget came from. And I can assure you there's a lot more there and a lot more things that are a bit more sparkly than that also.
Ooh, now you're speaking to my thirsts and hungers, my friend. An adventure!
So he looks at Darryl and says, it would definitely be an adventure, but it's not anything too overly rigorous. He kind of drapes his arm down himself and says, I'm not exactly a rough and tumble kind of guy. I'm more of an engineer. So this is definitely something that the three of you will not have very much trouble setting out on.
So are you saying I can wear my furs and my pearls and they won't get soiled?
Furs, probably. It's going to be a bit cold. The pearls, if you would like to, because you can always leave the pearls behind and bring back what you see up there.
The person that got me this fur, his name was Petra.
Yes, I've heard of Peter. I'm happy with you wearing it out as you do.
He was a good tipper.
So he looks at the map and you can see that it's kind of hand-drawn. It's not anything officially made by a company that would need for tracking to get back. Charlie says it's not... The key to the map is not what it's showing you. Or the key to the map is it's not a difficult place to get to. It's just a matter of knowing exactly where to look when you get there. So, this is why I have drawn the map. I only ask one favor of you all, is to not let news of this map get out. Obviously, this will cut into any head start or exclusivity you can have to it. And B, I don't want to be nicked by the mining company for not sharing everything I discovered when I was out investigating.
Oh, trust me, we have no intention of sharing anything.
Only afterwards, when I am to tell the finest and greatest story ever told of our adventures.
I think you probably not want to tell people that we found a bunch of gold and jewels. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it'll be after the fact, Vincenzo, of course. Then it'll be all paid and whatever else you do with gold. I just want to... Let's just go get it.
Well, just cool your horses a minute. So, Charlie, nobody knows that you have this map? Nobody knows where this place is at now?
Nobody who is non-Tibetan. Like I said, nobody with the mining company knows about this. And any of the information that I helped to find this was picked up either by chance when I was out investigating or just picking up stories and discussions I had with some of the locals over the past few years of my work.
So is this like a lost city of gold or some shit? Is this like something from like South America where they found all of these crazy things looking for gold and whatnot?
Charlie takes a drink and just laughs a bit. No, not cities of gold.
Damn.
Diamonds, though, right? You said something about sparkly things?
City of diamonds.
Absolutely. Well, bringing cities of diamonds or gold back probably wouldn't really serve you very well. They're not very mobile. But there's definitely loot to be had. And like I said, you don't need to take too many pickaxes or water jets to find any of the riches up there.
Do we have to take a car?
Probably not. You probably have to find some flat shoes, or I would recommend boots, maybe with some fur out of the top of them.
I'm sure your friend Peter will have some fur boots for you, Petra. Am I right? Yes, of course.
I'm sure. As long as nobody's assaulted him, he's had some problems.
Jesus.
So Petra,
Vinny's eyes flick to Darryl and then over to Petra.
can you roll, Petra? Can you roll? You have persuade, do you not?
Oh yes,
Okay, that's
that
right.
is one of my better skills.
So this definitely wouldn't be fast talk. This would be persuade. So
Okay.
That's a good point. I might need some guidance to the.
All right. Oh, and I totally did not make it. I rolled an 82.
okay.
All right.
So he looks over to you and just smiles. He looks back to Vinny and says, "Don't take this the wrong way, or don't think I'm being presumptuous. But the key really is not to let this information get too widely known. A, for my own skin, and B, for all of your own skin."
Well, loose lips sink ships. You know what I'm saying? Everything here is, amongst the four of us, as it were. But you said that the Tibetans knew about this place. Why don't they just take the gold themselves then?
It's not the Tibetans as a whole. Certain Tibetans I've talked to knew about it, and they are not of the society itself or their own personal beliefs. Obviously, they're not into accumulating wealth and stockpiling fancy things. They're more devoted to the spiritual.
Yeah, no shit. I don't pay these guys barely nothing.
Eloquent as always, Vincenzo. Of course.
We're just lucky
More
their
for
gods
us.
don't like diamonds.
Yes, there's more for us then. The city of diamonds shall be plundered. There is loot to be had, and loot we shall have.
So maybe I should take the night off and we should go tonight.
So Vinny kind of looks around the club and he's like, well,
It's
there are not
dead
too
in
many
here.
people here, but it's getting kind of late. Maybe we should head off in the morning. Maybe we could find some other things to do tonight. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yes, we know exactly what you were saying.
He kind of gives you the side eye, like,
Bottoms up, cheerio, pip pip.
So Charlie looks down and says, "One of the other reasons I want you to keep this under your hats is this other set of paper." So what he does is he pulls out another set of paper, official looking paper, and it has the seal of the 13th. So it has the seal of the Dalai Lama. Obviously, the current one is the 13th Dalai Lama, and it's written in English. And it, I'll just read this out real quick. "Let it be known to all officers and headmen west and south of Lhasa that this group is traveling at my request and under my protection. Trying to edit out some of the other stuff that I have. We have requested the men who hold these documents to obey all of our laws, and we ask them not to kill any birds or animals, as this will make our people very sad." And it's at the end, it just says, "Just please be reminded that this group is under my protection." So Charlie looks over and goes, "This was some documentation that was given to the mining company that I don't think they really need anymore. Just from personal slight, I don't think they need anymore. So I took this, and this will help you along the way. If you do run into any Tibetans, they should clear your way just for your traveling."
They don't even want you to kill birds?
So I would stress, if you can, I wouldn't say don't do it, because obviously if you need protection or for food, just make sure there's no Tibetans around doing it.
No
because they
wonder
are.
PETA is so well hated around here.
Well, so Petra, that happens when you're a Buddhist country in Buddhist society, and you believe you can be reincarnated depending on the actions of your previous life. So
Quite
Oh,
right.
Gosh,
Quite
I'm wearing
right.
a Buddhist. I wonder if this will be more in America if I tell them that.
My
Sure.
God.
So
I'm
he,
a rich Buddhist.
yeah, so Charlie just has the stack of papers there.
I want to make a psychology check on him.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. Ooh, 81. That's total fail.
He's
Get these dice rolls.
obviously you all three. I mean, if and Darryl, if you want a psychology roll, you can go ahead and do that too.
Oh, I do. I want to make a roll. Now, I don't have any sort of like rank in it. Am I?
There should be a base there too. Yeah,
10%.
Base.
10%.
Yeah, go ahead.
So 10% is the base, so I have to roll beneath a 10.
Yes.
Oh my good lord! I rolled I rolled an 80.
I was close.
Is that-
30.
Is that below? No.
So, Petra, what's your psychology? You roll 30. Did you have a 10 also? Okay.
Yeah.
So, Charlie's known to all three of you, so it's not like he's someone just coming in trying to spin stories to you. So you're not you take him at his word, and obviously you've been all fairly close. It's a close community, the expats in Lhasa. So he does seem genuine that he wants to do you guys a solid, or he definitely does have a bit of anger to the company. He's leaving early. It sounds like he's just trying to get back at him also and try to help you guys out, just do you a favor. And obviously he owed Vinny a bit, so he figured this was the easiest way to save more money for himself when he gets back home, is just he's not going to need this stuff where he's going in Canada, so might as well just leave it here.
So, Charlie, I have a question for you. After we collect what we came for, is there anything you want us to do for, a payment for this? Like sabotage that company? Would that make you happy?
I think you guys would be more interested in probably laying low. If you do go and are successful and come back, I think the last thing you want to do is to have the mining company sniffing around you. So I would recommend just leaving sleeping dogs lie. What I'm doing now is payment enough for me to get back at them. I'm not looking for any kind of grand gesture or anything. This will do me quite nicely.
All right.
Well, good luck.
Let's drink to that.
I will certainly raise a glass to that.
To diamonds.
Clink. To the city of diamonds.
Okay, so Charlie's going to take a drink too. So, Vinny, why don't you give me a luck roll?
God damn it! Now you're making me roll dice. Dice hate me.
So you're saying that the base, if you don't have any kind of a rank in it, the base is always 10?
Well, each of them have a different. Each of them have their own different levels. Like I think if you don't have very specialized stuff, it might be a 1 or a 5. But for most stuff, it's 10 or 20. I think is the base usually.
Okay.
So I passed. I got a 29 out of 50.
So when Charlie takes a drink and sets it down and goes, on top of the papers I left you, there's a very, very good chance that you'll need a boat. So I have left outside a collapsible boat. So it's just a kind of a big canoe made out of leather and sticks and things like that. It's actually very common around Tibet, getting across the streams when there's a thaw or things like that. So Charlie says, I probably feel bad to send you guys on somewhere without being completely prepared. He looks around and goes, I'm sure you guys can take care of yourselves for gearing up and for protection, but the boat probably wouldn't be something obvious. So I've left that outside for you guys to use if you decide to go ahead and make this jaunt.
You've gone through so much trouble. Is there anything we can do for you in this clearly troubling time? Maybe a little, F you to the mining company, a little extra.
I think the fact, if you come, not if, that's the wrong word. Sorry, I don't mean that. So when you come back, that would definitely be enough for me. So that was a screw up on my part, not when you come back.
I don't mind.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, no, there was no foreshadowing.
This seems dangerous now.
I would not say it's overly dangerous. we all live in Tibet, so I wouldn't send you on anything that I didn't think you could handle. If you just keep your wits about you and dress warm, then there should be no problems. That's why I think this is my way of getting back at them and my little thank you to you all, because it isn't anything I'm expecting to be overly strenuous.
Well, you made it by yourself. I'm sure the three of us together, if we keep our heads together, then I'm sure it'll be fine.
Absolutely.
I'm not rowing that canoe. I'm just putting it out there.
Well, that's what we got Darryl here for. Darryl, he's a strong man. He could row to both of us.
Judging by my characteristics, I am more dexterous than strong, but I see your point. I will certainly row the boat. It is it is exciting to me to be part of an adventure with the two of you yet again, just like old times.
Yeah, sure there, Darryl. I mean, I don't like to get my hands dirty. I got people that do things for me when I need things to be done.
Yes, you've got the resources, and that is why you are invaluable to me.
But I would like to see this firsthand, so I know that nobody's gonna fuck me over in the end.
Oof. Nobody wants to get fucked in the end, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, you do have to speak for yourself. It is the new craze.
I am speaking for myself.
Oh. I guess. Okay, so let's drink up tonight. Maybe have a little other, fun, and go tomorrow.
That sounds like a plan.
I will be going tomorrow, so I will definitely be drinking up tonight.
Drink up and be hearty, for tonight we dine in hell. Never mind. Let's just have a nice evening of revelry.
You have a dark side, don't you, Darryl?
Of course not. How dare you?
He is English, They are kind of mirthless people, if you know what I'm saying.
I thought they were all dry.
Oh, eloquent as always.
Well, you know me. I'm as eloquent as I could be.
And I love you for it. For all of your eloquence. I love you for it.
He narrows his eyes at you.
Narrow your eyes all you want at me, Vincenzo, but I love you.
All right, just calm down. I like you just enough, okay?
That's fine. That's just enough for me.
Okay, so I'm assuming you guys all are just going to drink it up for the rest of the night.
Does the club get busy?
I
would like to think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. Yeah, so we can have it where, because we said it was, late afternoon, early evening. So, we'll have, the normal business comes in. Charlie will just sit there and drink, and I'm sure he'll see some other, people that I'm sure there's quite a bit of regulars coming in. So, he'll kind of, go play to the room because, he'll go out and slap backs and give hugs and make toasts for his leaving. But obviously it doesn't look like he's slipping anyone else any maps or papers or, all the conversations he has is just, just reminiscing or getting drunker and telling stories. So obviously he did come here specifically at that time with a specific reason, and it was, for the three of you.
Okay.
Well, Darryl has definitely been not giving any specifics, but has been talking about this wonderful adventure I'll be going on. I shall have stories for all of you, and he's got the usual rabble that surrounds him when he's at the bar. But as it gets busier, this is going to be a triumph. Get hype! Yeah.
So when when Petra goes up to do her set, Vincenzo would go over and he'd, put a hand on her small of her back and give her a peck on the cheek and then smack her on the butt and be like, knock on dead tonight. Cause, who knows what's going to happen tomorrow,
Tomorrow we can be swimming in jewels. So I'll let you get away with that butt touch tonight.
A grim portent, I would say, as well, though.
A smack in the ass?
No. Saying I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
It's called breaking a leg.
Do you think we're going to break legs?
I hope I do right now. Listen up.
Oh, I see. Of course. You're doing your show business speak. All right. Yes, of course.
He leans in close to you and says, "You don't know how many legs I had to fucking break already."
To me?
To you, yeah. As she walks away up to the sachets up to the stage.
Yes, I'm sure I could probably imagine it if I had to. Eloquent as always.
You probably want to.
Petra is going to perform and sing a song about how gold and jewels and diamonds are the way to a woman's heart. That you can keep your flowers and, chocolates.
How does that go? How does that go, though? What does that sound like?
Have you heard me sing before?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking how it sounds and how it goes.
Oh, no, don't wish that upon anybody.
Is there any kind of skills that you would have for that?
Yeah, absolutely. I have. Oh, I must have something. Hold on.
Yeah, I would think there has to be something in there.
Just under arts and crafts, right? You should have like perform or singing or.
Oh, I didn't realize what that was for, art and crafts, so I bumped mine down really low.
Oh.
I thought it was I don't need to know knowledge of art.
It's for GIMP bracelets. That's what arts and crafts are for.
Oh, that's fucking funny. Okay, well, I mean, I can roll it. It's not going to be good.
Go ahead and roll.
Oh, I didn't make it. 38 out of 20. I had 25, so.
25. Okay, so it's a good performance. It's not bad, but obviously you've got other things on your mind, so you're a little.
Can I do some fast talking in that too? Combine it, like my lying. No,
but it was just more for the mood. So obviously you're everybody's listening and everybody's attentive. You're not making people turn away or not listen, but obviously you've got other things in your mind now that's
I'm
kind
dreaming
of distracting you from your art. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And I think that was so. If I was going to say if you like rolled a 1, I was going to have everybody weeping it. But yeah, you're just going through the motions, I guess, because you've got definitely some other things on your mind. Charlie's obviously getting a bit drunker and drunker. He's going to go, let's say it's near closing time, Vinny, unless there was anything specifically you wanted to do while the club was packed.
No, I mean he would social butterfly. He'd probably get himself into some kind of poker game.
Okay.
Something just to kill him. Like this is what he does. He's making sure people are paying. He's making sure everybody's happy.
Okay, and then I'm assuming Darryl was just being a gadfly.
I'm a gadfly, but if I see that a poker game gets started up, I sit right down. And I'm still gabbing. I'm still ordering drinks, but it's at a poker table. So it annoys the hell out of Vincenzo.
I was going to say, he's like not happy at all.
Yes, hit me. I get it.
Okay, so you guys are playing cards. Petra's singing. Charlie's going to take his leave now, so he goes up to Petra and gives her a kiss and says thank you and says all the best. I think you definitely be coming back with a lot bigger smile in a few days, and hopefully you make the most of it.
Thank you, Charlie. I'll name my first emerald after you.
And he gives you
name your emeralds?
All girls name their jewels.
Well, that's, I suppose, to each their own. What is that one that's hanging around your neck named?
These are pearls, sweetheart. They're not jewels.
I don't tell the difference. I just gather them up on my adventures. I don't know which is which.
So you've never given a girl a pearl necklace? That's a shame.
No, I can't say that I have. No, wait a minute. What are you referring? What are you saying?
She's saying that you're cheap, is what she's saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Cheap?
You better watch yourself.
I'll have to show you, my lady.
You can start by buying me another drink.
Done! Chen!
You know Chen doesn't run the bar, you fucking retard.
Well, you're playing poker with me. I almost just went into an Italian accent. Well, we're playing poker. Oh, is it my turn? Of course, yes. I'll take 3.
So Vinny just puts his hand up and like waves his finger for one of the girls to come over with a tray and
just put it on my tab, of course.
You
know, Charlie walks over.
Champagne in the house.
Charlie walks over when you say that and says, you know, in a few more days, you may not have to worry about paying that tab off anymore. And that kind of gives Vinny a wink.
He nods.
So Darryl, can you give me?
I'd love to.
Kind of what we can do. Let me see. We did. Where is that sheet? Okay. Give us a.
Give us a kiss.
Okay. So I think, you know, Charlie's probably drunk enough that he probably would give you a kiss. So that
yes. I imagine I have my arm around him for most of the night when I'm not playing, when I'm not destroying Vincenzo in poker. Yes.
So Darryl, just give me a no roll. So that would be your knowledge.
A no roll?
Yeah, that would be.
Oh no!
You're educated.
I refuse to roll.
Inter idea roll. So if you do, is there a separate one, John, for now?
I think knowledge is just your education score.
So intellect idea. Is that what you're saying? So my intellect is 60?
Yeah, so just roll that.
Okay. I like it. Yes, I'm very intellectual. 37. No, 37.
Okay. So to yourself, you kind of think, you know, Charlie's told you lots of great things. Everybody's super excited. It'd probably be worth spending some time after the club's closed, the 3 of you, to go over the map and the documents, just to make sure you weren't getting caught up in the excitement of the storytelling, and, you know, kind of B, to kind of plan out what you guys are planning on doing, whether it's the next day or not. So
all right, so
you just kind of think the 3 of you probably need to get together and put your heads together.
All right, so it's the end of the night, maybe, and Vincenzo, why don't you lock the door, close up for the night, and let's go over these maps once again, shall we? Plan out our adventure.
Yeah, so he like waves the rest of, you know, whatever staff is still like sort of cleaning up, you know, straightening tables, chairs, and shit. He just waves them out, you know, kind of yells some bad Tibetan at them, like, you know, get the fuck out. And then, you know, goes up and locks the front door.
Better your Tibetan to your staff. They don't understand what you're saying, and they'll probably resent you for it.
You know, I don't really care if they resent me or not, as long as they get the fuck out when I tell them to get out.
Jesus. All right. I suppose this isn't my business. You run it the way you would like to run it. I am sorry for even bringing it up.
Look, anyways, that's what I got. Mr. Chen, he deals with the staff. I deal with the customers.
That's true. You are very good at that. I will give you that, yes.
I like to think so. But I'm good at everything that I do. So, you know, it goes with the territory.
For the sake of the argument, I will agree. You are good at everything you do.
Everything?
Everything.
The map, though. Let me lay it out here on the bar. Okay. While Vinny pulls us some nightcaps.
Okay, so just from what Charlie was telling you, he didn't make any kind of point to say, yeah, this is going to take a super long hike, or you know, make sure you're provisioned for, you know, 2 weeks of tromping through, you know, mountain passes. So I think, so he kind of gave you guys the feeling that it would be, you know, not a 1 day turnaround kind of thing, you know, maybe a couple few days depending on the weather. So you're not having to kit out with, you know, super amounts of supplies or anything like that. So it does seem like it would be maybe not like a day jaunt, but, you know, a few days, maybe up to 5 days if the weather turns on you, that, you know, the how long this would take. And obviously the the collapsible boat, it does kind of fold down pretty small. So it's, it's got a strap on it, so it's easy to carry or strap onto your back. So it's not like you're going to be dragging. You're going to need lots of, I guess, would it be mules or yaks? Would you ride a yak? But you're not going to
alpacas.
You're not going to need a whole bunch of pack animals to take all of your stuff with you.
Oh, I hope not.
I think we probably take at least one.
Yeah, so if you're not riding, then it would be a yak, just to, pile your stuff on kind of thing.
So not only am I wearing a Buddhist, but I'm going to be riding one too? I'm going to feel like a goddess.
You definitely are.
No comment.
Thanks, Vinny.
So from the map and documentation yourself, like Charlie said, the map is kind of his hand-drawn thing, but it does give you a, it's the landmark.
It's a landmark we can start from.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, here's a map of the woods. Go find the woods.
So, like Charlie said, there is kind of a direct path outside of Lhasa, and then there is, maybe a day or day and a half out is, kind of not the mountains that everybody thinks of Tibet, but there is, some smaller mountains there. And I think the key that he put on the map was there's all kinds of, either valleys through or cuts into the mountain. So there's lots of them. So the key was always, the reason this has stayed hidden is because it is this specific one. So if it's, if you go from this landmark, it's 5 over from the left there, and there's like 50 of them. So that's kind of what's kept this path hidden. So he's kind of made it very descriptive that it is pretty much, the map just says, go this way, it takes this long, and then count from this landmark over, and this is the way to go. So it is pretty straightforward. It is, you won't need to be any orienteering or anything to find it.
I hate to be the one that says this, but maybe you men should bring a firearm or something with us in case we do meet some rabid animals or something.
So Vinny just like pulls the corner of his coat open. He's got his 45 in a shoulder holster. He's like, I always carry protection with me.
I should have known.
And I always carry my sawed-off shotgun with me because I have shotgun skill.
You bringing a fucking gun into my club? What the fuck is wrong with you?
No, I misspoke. I misspoke. I don't bring it into your club. I misspoke. I'm sorry. Always on adventures, I bring my shotgun.
All right, you remember the whole thing with the legs is all I'm saying.
Yes, I know you'll break my legs. Yes, of course. I would never bring a firearm into your establishment. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You just remember what you just said. I am sorry, Petra. I keep talking over you, but I gotta make sure that Darryl, he understands what the situation is as far as his relationship to the club and my person, that he is not too familiar with his situation, if you know what I mean.
I do.
Now I spoke over you. I'm sorry.
Yes, you need to realize that I'm an extension of Vinny. So you treat me with the same respect you would treat him.
Of course, I don't believe I've been actually disrespectful to any of you, but I will say this. It does get confusing, and I believe I am not alone in this, when we have on one side Vincenzo speaking about breaking legs as a bad thing, and we've got Petra on the other side speaking about breaking a leg as a good thing. It does get a little bit confusing when you're sort of right in the middle.
Or you're just stupid.
Well, I guess we can just go with that as well. We should. Yes, of course.
Then he just kind of like shakes his head like, yeah, that's fair. He could just be stupid.
It is.
Okay, so, from what you guys see of what Charlie gave you and what he told you, I would say you're all pretty confident. Obviously, you're excited. Everybody's got stars in their eyes and,
oh, yeah.
dollar signs or flashy things going through their mind. So if it's the end of the night, I don't know if we're saying it's closing time was at midnight or 2 a.m. or, whatever it is. If there's anything you guys want to do for planning, are you guys planning on just meeting up tomorrow and then heading out, or is there anything No. So I think when John's email he sent me, I'm cool with, we're saying you're going on, a couple days. You guys live in Tibet, so I'm sure you've done these things before, whether, it was either getting to Tibet or just, visiting around. So you're all pretty well kitted out for, clothes and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, the guys have firearms, so we don't need to go into any kind of, packing all the stuff you're packing. If we go forward and there's something you think you might have, that we could just roll luck if it sounds like it's a bit out of the ordinary. But I'm assuming everybody will just have the normal stuff. You're going to be out going for, camping or hiking or things like that. So I didn't know if there's anything specifically you wanted to do, or if you were going to be heading out tomorrow.
I will say this: Petra was paid handsomely one time to go with a gentleman on I can't say the fucking word, to go on one of his retreats there. So she is equipped with very extravagant hiking clothes that he purchased for her on the way. So she's going to go in style.
Okay.
For the record.
Yeah, I don't know what time of the year is it? Like, maybe we should start with that, right? So is it like October, November, or is it like spring?
So it's, let's say, early fall.
Okay.
You're up high enough that, obviously you'll see snow, and it may snow just because of where you're at, but you're not in the throes of, constant storms or anything like that. And then you're also not in summer where, for all intents and purposes, part of Tibet is kind of deserty. It's, dry and high kind of thing. And then you're not in the spring where everything's thawing and there's raging rapids everywhere. So you're in a pretty sweet spot for weather. It's not super snowy. It's not raining all the time. It's not melting, and it's not, sun's not up all the time. So you're in a pretty decent time. You'll need to take, cold weather clothes because you'll be going up towards the mountains, but there's not anything weather-wise specifically that it should throw you off or you have to prepare extra for.
Okay. Yeah, so like whatever the standard loadout would be for something like that, then if it was, snowshoes, like the climbers, like the little axe things, like I don't know how they were set up in 1920. I assume it's more like a regular axe, maybe, or like an awl kind of thing.
They did have people that were trying to climb the Himalayas and K2 and all that kind of stuff. So there is the rudimentary that, people would have. And it would be kind of part of standard gear if you were going out. So
okay, he would have someone fetch that for him, because I don't think he would have that stuff. Like, he might have the cold weather gear and that sort of stuff, but like climbing things, and maybe a pair of snowshoes. So it depends on how clear Lhasa is in the winter, I suppose.
Vinny, you really think we're going to need that climbing gear? Like, I wasn't prepared for that. I was preparing for sitting on a camel.
Well, we could get you a pony maybe to ride. That way you don't have to walk the whole way. But, it's always good to be prepared. You never know, what you're going to come up against, and we don't want to be stuck if, something happens.
Darryl shows up with 3 elephants on leashes. I don't think I actually do that. I just wanted to... Unless I do.
Luck roll?
I have a 70 in... Where is it? Oh, God, maybe it's not a 70 credit rating. 70. I could buy... Elephants. I could rent some elephants.
Yeah, I don't know if there's elephants in Tibet, though.
Probably not.
I don't think
Look what I found!
That's good. That's a critical on a luck roll. 2 minutes, guys. I just got to open the door for the cat. I'll be right back. And then
I had to do the same. Mine's been chlorine.
Oh, I'm going to take this opportunity to refill a drink.
I'll do that too.
I guess I'll just sit here. Well, so far so good. Good RP, good accents around. So hopefully these characters live and we can play this group again at some later date. You have a club at the top of the world, so to speak. So even if we can't get all these players, we could potentially get some other players to come in and continue this, not continue this adventure, but continue an adventure in this particular setting here. There he is.
Well, this is fun as hell.
That's just more shit I gotta edit now. Let's all just get up and run away.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, sorry.
My cat ran away. I don't know where he is. He's a fucking peckerhead, though.
Cats are peckerheads.
That's not entirely true. Our last pair of cats was fantastic. This one
Did
is
you say paracat?
No, pair of cats.
Oh, God. Okay. Pair of cats. All right.
Pair
I heard
of cats.
paracat. I was like, hey. That is a mashup I want to see.
Yeah, it's like a
Parrot
cat,
cat?
but it's got like a parrot head.
Right, yeah.
The parrot tail.
Exactly. You got to keep it in the cage. I like it. If I could draw, I would want to draw it.
Would you get you some lessons? You could do character portraits.
Oh my God, that'd be so cool. I am so envious of people who can do that.
Absolutely zero skill.
Yeah, I got zip.
Man, we're without a GM. I feel like we should just play without him.
Yes, I feel as
Don't
though
play
we
that
get
shit.
to where we need to go and we win the day. No insanity lost. There was no no craziness, no eldritch ridiculousness to contend with.
Sanity rolls, you say?
Oh shit! He's back.
Okay. So I'm assuming you guys are just gearing up and getting a good night's sleep, or Vinny's going to send off his guys to round up.
Vinny's not hoping for a good night of sleep, but I don't, you know.
Darryl has certainly put himself to bed.
A good night.
I'm quite
I did
tired.
it
I'm
again.
messed up.
Oh, well, if you're sure you don't want to continue this,
You know
who knows what happens tomorrow is all I'm gonna say.
I need my beauty sleep. I have to look best for our voyage tomorrow.
Oh, you look good no matter what.
Aw. I'll see you in the morning.
Oh, all right. You sleep well.
You too, Vinny.
It's just like fuck. He turns around and Daryl's just sitting at the bar still. He's like, God, fuck.
Vinny, I've got a question for you. I found these two balls behind the bar, and they're both blue. Explain to me what this is about.
I think that's one of those Tibetan things. I don't know. They leave their shit laying all around.
Sort of like Benoit balls. Yes, I understand exactly what you're saying.
Sure. Look, hey, let's get the fuck out of here, right? I want to turn in, and I can't have you drinking all my booze and shit. So just get the fuck out.
Oh, yes, of course. Eloquent as always. I will get the fuck out.
He doesn't even leave. He goes back to his office and like fucking drinks another.
Takes the blue balls and he throws them across the room.
You hear Petra scream, you might want to wash your hands.
Okay, so next morning rolls around. If it was a good night rest or good night at all, for certain people, I'm sure Vinny's a bit frustrated and looking to get going. I'm sure Petra has visions in her head of what we're going to go get, and Daryl's looking to come up with some great stories to regale with everybody. So say we guys, what do you just meet at the club or meet outside the club? Are you going to take, so you said you're going to take a pack animal. Is you going to take something to ride for Petra?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Just do like a donkey or a pony or something like that. That's fine.
It's 1920, so I think we wouldn't, have her doing as little as possible.
Okay. So the map itself, it has pretty defined path outside of Lhasa. So, you're setting off early in the day, early in the morning. So you'll be able to make some pretty good time. I think maybe by midday, late afternoon, you should be coming up to a village. So, you're just, I guess, just moseying along, taking your time. You don't really see, you see a few people, on the road. It is kind of on the main roads, and along the road, along the side of the road, there's all kinds of little stupas. So I don't know if you've seen pictures, just like little domed kind of things on the side of the road, and you'll see either locals or some monks stop, and they'll stop and pray at the stupa, and then there'll be prayer wheels along. So you'll just see, it's just kind of the normal flow, normal traffic, what you would see of people coming in and out of the city. This is the main center of the religion itself. So lots of pilgrims, things like that. And you'll see, other various non-Tibetans just going about their day. Just it seems like everybody's just used to this, people going in and out, whether it's on business or just going out for a nice day. A lot of the expats like to go out for, picnic, or just to go out and do some adventuring or exploring around. So nothing too crazy. When you get a little bit further out from the city, it, tends to get a bit more wild. So it's a little bit less settled. The vista you see out, obviously out in the far distance, you'll see like the big stereotypical Himalayan mountains, all the big major peaks, but everything in between is just some hills and maybe some smaller mountains. There are a few areas of plains that you can see leading up to them. So it starts to get more rough, lots of stone and boulders everywhere. So yeah, a lot less civilized than Lhasa was. So everybody make me a spot hidden or listen roll, whatever is better.
Oh, 39 out of 50.
Okay.
For a spot.
Okay.
Oh.
13, which actually, it just misses my extreme superior success, but it's underneath my secondary half of total success.
Okay.
All of those words wrong. Maybe you want to.
I know exactly.
So you got a hard success.
Hard success.
Yeah, hard. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, and then Petra, can you roll me luck?
Yes. Where is my luck? Okay. Oh, and I did make that with a 12.
Okay, so Petra's, kind of just oblivious, whether it's just taking in the sights or singing to herself, humming, looking at the landscape. She notices Vinny and Darryl kind of focus. So, Darryl, yours was spot hidden too, or was that listen? It was spot hidden, right?
I did spot hidden.
Okay, so Vinny and Darryl both look out behind, there's all kinds of stones and boulders, and they see something darting in between, just kind of behind the boulders. Maybe not dog-shaped. Most of the dogs in Tibet would be kind of big mastiff-looking things. There are smaller dogs like Lhasa ops or things like that, but those kind of more live in with people and then in the temples and things like that. So it doesn't look like a dog, because if it was a dog, it'd be really big. So you just see something kind of flitting around back behind the boulders. So Petra, I had you roll luck just because, to hold on to the pony, because obviously it sent something out there, but the luck roll, you grabbed onto the reins before it got it kind of jittery or anything.
What's going on? What scared Tabitha?
So Vinny would have grabbed the pony and been like, whoa, 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 hey, whoa, and starts stroking its neck.
What?
Did you see that thing? There was something.
Yes, there is something out there.
Yeah, but did you see what it was? It was like a glimpse of some shit. Was it like a dog? I mean, they have leopards up here, right? Big, furry.
All
leopards.
The more reason to keep your voice down and for us to be extra careful going through here.
Well, does a leopard know what I'm saying? Hey, fuck you, leopard. How about that?
Can you imagine what a leopard would look like with his complexion?
Oh, it would look so good on you.
Oh,
I'm sure your
Vinny?
friend Peter would be very happy to accommodate you, but we would most likely, it would be in our best interest to avoid an altercation, as that's so early on.
So Darryl, since you got a hard success, so Vinny saw something moving around. Darryl, what you saw, kind of, it's bigger than a cat, smaller than a dog. But you did see it had kind of a really long, scaly tail, I guess. Yeah, just a, like it wasn't like a furred tail or anything like that. And then just for a minute above the rocks before you and Vinny both focused on it, you just saw this head pop up, and it just had like an animal head. So it wasn't a leopard. It didn't look like a cat, but it had some, furry ears sticking out of the side. And then you could see some yellow eyes just kind of look up and then, dart behind the rock and go away. So you're almost positive it wasn't a leopard or a dog.
Well, if it is a leopard, it certainly has changed its stripes, Vincenzo. I'm afraid this is something entirely different we are dealing with. Please, if we are to continue, it must be with caution. Please keep your voice down.
Yeah, sure, whatever. So you're not going to tell me what you saw?
I recount exactly what the GM just said.
Oh, okay, cool. I understand what you're saying then.
You're afraid of a fox?
Yes. I don't know. I've seen foxes before, and this did not strike me as a fox.
A fox would look really good on you too, is all I'm going to say. The red would bring out the highlights in your hair. It would be wonderful.
Oh, Vinny, thank you. If this is a rare animal or something, maybe we should consider, killing it without much, damaging the fur.
Do we really think a detour is necessary?
I'm just saying, like, having something exotic would be, it'd bring business to the club.
That is true, and I would like to make more money at the club, but just going on what Charlie said, maybe we don't want to kill anything at least, like 2 hours into the trip,
At least if it's not threatening us.
Okay, well, if Tabitha happens to run it over, I get to keep it.
That is a fair deal.
Cheers to that.
I should say, though, gentlemen, if you do happen to have to kill an animal, can you try to keep the damage to a minimum?
Well, it's going to have at least 2 holes in it.
Okay, well...
And probably plenty more once I blast it to hell with my shotgun.
No, that is an uncivilized weapon. Perhaps, Vinny, you could shoot it in one of its holes that it already previously has?
I am very good at everything that I do, so that is entirely possible that I could shoot it in one of its holes.
Yes. Yes, I believe that if anybody could do it, Vincenzo could do it. There are many holes.
But only one hole like this.
Holy shit.
So I'm assuming you guys, just from the discussion, there was some talk of trying to track it down or follow it. So I'm assuming just from you guys aren't going to make a detour off. Like Vinny said, you're still pretty close to so you're still pretty close to the city kind of thing. So
he would be keeping an eye out for it, though, to see. Because I didn't get a good look at it to just try to see exactly what the hell's going on. Because, I guess it would be common knowledge for, like, Yeti and things like that. Like, because I do know some Tibetan. I mean, not that he would investigate a cult or anything, but, like, I think, like, Yeti would probably be something that wouldn't be like, oh, I don't know, I've never heard that before.
Yeah. It's a pretty common thing, and it's I guess fairy tales, or it is a pretty common bedtime story, things like that for the society itself. But yeah, this was something that was definitely very small. It was not anything kind of that size and that close to the city itself. You wouldn't expect that to be what it was. It could be a fox, like you said, but it wasn't a dog. It was it was a bit smaller than that, and it did dart around pretty quickly. So it wasn't a big lumbering. It wasn't like a bear or anything like that. It was pretty small.
Yeah. Okay.
Vinny, for the record, you have seen Petra in action enough to know that were you to kill an exotic animal and present her with like a crazy fur, your chances of getting her up those stairs with you would just like astronomical. So just
he's filing it away, but he's it's literally like we've been out here for like 2 or 3 hours.
No, I'm just saying for like this future trip, if you see like a purple-haired monkey, shoot it.
He's playing the long game.
Yeah.
Well, we can only hope.
Okay, so
I kill everything.
indiscriminately.
Vincenzo, the
What about
hunter.
this? What about this?
Try
Does
this
this
on.
get me up the stairs?
So you're all pretty confident that whatever it was isn't there anymore because Tabitha's settled back down. She's not, stamping or snorting or anything. So whatever was there is, made itself scarce.
She will be the canary in our major quest.
Just from the pack animal, the yak really didn't care one way or another. It stopped when you guys stopped and started walking when you guys started walking too. So
A dumb animal, the yak.
didn't get very skittish or anything. So you're still going down the path. So you're getting close to, late afternoon. So you're coming up, going down the road, and then you kind of come up a little rise and then back down. So below you see a really small village, probably no more than 20 or 30 people. It looks like they're all out kind of scattered around. So there's, some small fields of, just some barley and pea crops and wheat and things like that. There's goats and yaks just, wandering around. When you crest the hill and start coming down, you see a couple mastiffs. So, bigger dogs notice you. They don't bark, but they're kind of attentive, and they kind of walk up the path a little bit towards you, but not anything threatening or anything like that. So this is the village kind of on the map that Charlie gave you that we said about half a day out you would find this. So I'm assuming you're just going to go down, and everybody in the village kind of looks and stops. The adults are kind of doing whatever they're doing. If you get a bit closer, I'm assuming you guys are going to go down into the village.
Yeah,
Of course.
the dogs don't do anything like overtly, showing teeth or whatever. Yeah.
What's the yak doing?
Yeah, they just moseying along with you, so it kind of goes to your pace. If you stop, it'll stop. But if you keep going, it'll keep going. The horse. So Tabitha, sees the mastiffs, but she's also, I'm assuming, she, it's used to seeing, mastiffs are used for herding and protecting the animals. So it's just,
Tabitha don't care.
Her or anything.
Always trust the instincts of a horse.
Yeah. So
then he kind of bends down. He's like, "Hey, Pooch, nice Pooch." He like puts the back of his hand out for the dog to sniff. You're a big puppy, huh?
So they're obviously, guard dogs. So it's not really letting you scratch its ear or anything. It kind of peels back a little bit, but doesn't growl or anything. But it does show its teeth a little bit. And then you see a bunch of the kids that were kind of in the village. There's probably about 5 of them just come up. And obviously first they go to Tabitha and Petra, and they're smiling and giggling. And they come up to the yak and pat it on his side. And, they grab Darryl and Vinny's hand and just, pulling them just to go down. Obviously they... anytime they see someone who's not Tibetan, it's a bunch of kids out. It looks something different, so they're all giggling and laughing. And most of the little girls are around Petra and Tabitha.
Is there one little girl that looks particularly poor and malnourished?
They're all about the same, and actually, they're close enough to the village, so they're not super. Yeah, so they got crops and plants, but there is kind of a smaller girl that is a bit timid, let's say. So not maybe poor. They're all in the same kind of standard, but one it's a little bit more skittish or shy, maybe, that's kind of stepped back from the other girls that are, coming up to you.
Okay, Petra's going to go up to her and say, "Darling, I have something for you. You can use it, more than you need it more than I do." And she pulls out a little vial of perfume and says, "Remember, go after the ones with the big wallets."
So she reaches up and sticks her hand out and takes it and, bows her head and just starts giggling. So at that time, you see kind of the adults around the village kind of form up where the path leads into the village itself. Like I said, not anything menacing or anything, just all lined up. And then one kind of walks out ahead. I guess a leader, a man, kind of walks out ahead of all the other ones and is kind of standing in front of you guys and just doesn't say anything. He's just standing there looking, not any kind of aggressive look or whatever, just standing kind of waiting.
Vinny winces when Petra hands the girl the perfume because it's one that he gave her.
Perfect.
He's just kind of like grits his teeth.
That's so perfect.
And then they're down there and the guy's standing there. So he's like,
I'm sure it's because she liked it so much she wanted to share it with someone else. Don't you worry. You'll get up those stairs one of these days.
So not yelling to Tibetan because now he's like, ugh. He's like, so a good afternoon to you and your village people here in the mountains.
My God. I can answer a quick question. I have language local at a 40.
I do too, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Then screw it. Yeah, good.
But he was not like he was in a different
Perfect.
So I think, isn't the guideline if it's like 30 or 40, I forget, there's like a dividing line there. If you have that much in a local language, then you can converse. So you can
It's broken, yeah. It's not
Okay,
like this, but you can get your point across and kind of
So Darryl's like nodding, like, yes, that was very good Tibetan.
So I think, John, you don't have to roll for that though, right? It's just if you're at that level, then
I could grab the book and tell you what the breakdown is.
I'm pretty sure if it's 35 or so that you can understand each other and get points across. If you really want to start getting into really technical conversations, then obviously you'd have to roll. So
right. Okay. I mean, I could roll just to see how well the conversation goes.
How about you make a intelligence roll instead? Because I have an idea.
All right. No, 89 out of 60.
Okay, so he just, the kind of the head man, I guess, looks at Vinny and just kind of shakes his head, and he's not smiling or he's not grimacing or anything, and just says kind of in broken Tibetan, or not broken, he speaks Tibetan. You kind of hear it as broken that why are you coming to this village? Is there what's going on? What's just that kind of why are you guys here?
So then he would just try to convey then back like, oh, we're just passing through. Like he gets his like the fingers on his hands. He's like going to the mountain.
And then obviously he sees the little girl and Petra and the little girl, so he kind of gives a quick smirk because obviously the little shy girl's now super happy and all of her other friends are coming up seeing what you gave her. So,
she's used like most of the perfume by now. She's just
like fucking Mother Teresa. I am. Thank you.
So hey, my God, this place smells like your room.
So Petra and Darryl, why don't you guys make idea rolls?
So when you say idea rolls, you're just meaning intellect?
Yeah, intellect. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh my gosh, I got a 3.
Sorry, I'm unfamiliar with the systems.
That's like, that's the best one. Not hard.
51 out of 60.
Better.
Okay, so you both made it. So along with the map, Charlie also gave you the documents. So they had a bunch of English words on it, but it also kind of had like the stamp of the Dalai Lama on it. So
we've got the documents here, Vinny. You're Vincenzo. You're speaking with him quite well. Show him the documents where the Lama has told us it's all good. The Lama, if you will. I don't know.
Oh yeah, shit! I forgot about that. Let me see them papers. So he
eloquent as ever.
Folds them out and looks at it. It's obviously all in English, but he holds it out and he points at the seal or the stamp on the bottom. It's okay.
So when the head man sees that, he kind of bows his head, just a bit reverently, and then everyone else, all the other adults there, bow their heads. So then the head man says, come with me. Traveling, I'm sure you have thirsty. We have some tea. Come have some tea. So he's inviting you in. All the adults kind of clear out of the way, and he's inviting you to come back and have some nice buttered tea. It's kind of what you offer guests whenever they come is some tea. So he's inviting you 3 to come have some tea.
Petra is not paying attention as she has now moved on to putting rouge on all the little girls in like such an like American style that they look.
So not only have you got the little girls' attention, now all the mothers are kind of circling around, just looking, not getting close, but kind of giggling and laughing because their daughters are all over with you and having a good time. So
Petra's trying to westernize this poor town village. We have to stop her.
She's gonna call it. It's gonna be a hot time in a cold city tonight.
Damn!
Hey, the technology is coming their way, so they got to learn to adapt. So she's easing them in nice and easy. But the headman, he's got some buttered tea for us. So if you want to like come over and get refreshed and all.
What an approach! Oh, it's coming anyway, so force it down their throats. Oh, I might vomit. Oh God!
Oh, you're British. What are you talking about? You guys control half the fucking world already anyway.
Oh, God damn it, you've got me there.
Except for the good old fucking US of A. Kicked your fucking asses, we did.
What he said.
That was so long ago, I wasn't around. But if I was, I assure you, I would just pass out some sherry and all would be forgiven.
I might take you up on that when we get back, but you bring your own fucking sherry.
I have a very nice aged bottle. Does sherry age well? I can't be sure. Who knows anyway? And I'll open it up for both of us. Yes, of course.
Okay, so you'll head over to kind of, there's like the main, I guess all the houses are the same. They're all kind of mud houses. But you're assuming this is kind of the headman's house. So he invites you in, and then his wife's preparing some tea. So, he asks everybody to sit, and so, everybody can sit and get comfortable. So he looks over so Vinny, were you the one that showed him the documents, right?
Yes.
Okay. So he looks over to you and says, which way are you traveling? Where are you going? Is, what have you seen along the way? Just kind of, small chit-chat whenever someone new comes into the village.
I don't know that he would want to tell him too much. I don't know. I think he would just, he'd be like, so I guess he would, in broken Tibetan be like, yeah, we're headed up into the mountains for like a holiday. We're going to, spend a couple of days and come back before the weather turns. He wants to show the lady a good time, and this guy is, are providing, protection. He's a strong arm kind of thing.
Okay.
I've got the strongest arm.
Yeah, you probably understand what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I can pick it up. I totally pick up what you are putting down.
See, I don't know if I know that you know.
Yeah, sure. You've heard me embellish some stories in Tibetan if there's some people at the bar. Yeah, have come in and I speak some Tibetan.
Okay. So he just says, okay, just don't stay too long. The weather can turn. Just kind of idle chit chat. The boss of the village saying, if you're traveling through, you guys aren't Tibetans. Don't risk it. Don't spend too much time out. So everybody's being served tea. Obviously he's a bit more deferential because you have the seal of the Dalai Lama, so that's a very important thing. So he says while you're enjoying your tea, he wants to tell you just a little story. So he said, we'll trade stories. I will tell you a story of our village, and then he looks over to Petra and just says, if you could give me a story about your village. Let me go shut the door. Hold on, right back.
Oh, he's running away. He's like, fuck it, I'm out.
He's scared of the stories we're going to tell.
We should have been so much farther at this point.
Well, no, and it's kind of, so he's it's not an honorific, it's the wrong word, but he's just saying, okay, you guys are in my village, you're sharing my tea, you've got the seal of, pretty much who is their god, someone who is their god. So he's just saying, let's just have a bit of fun and chat, and I'll tell you a little story, and then tell me something about yourself, kind of thing. It's more what it is, just to pass the time a little bit, because he knows you guys want to be on your way and things like that.
It's a cultural thing. Like, this is what you do. Someone from another village would come and they would swap news and stories. Very oral tradition, culture, you know.
Yeah, he's not saying, what do you guys do and tell me where you guys are going, that kind of thing. He, you know, he's going to be deferential now, obviously, because of that. And, you know, he's seen, you know, non-Tibetans come and go out into the woods. So, you know, he's just told you don't spend too much time and keep eye of the weather, that kind of thing. So give me...
So he's not telling the story now?
Yeah,
I thought he was telling the story.
Please tell us the story in great detail.
So out of character, I want you to roll luck, or let me see, what's a good thing, just to see how useful a story he tells you. Let me try to think of a good, other than just luck, because we always just go with luck roll.
Con?
Jump. No.
Give me a jump check.
So let's do this.
Charm.
I was going to say, Petra has charm, so she can, you know, roll charm and bat her eyelids, and he may be a little bit more expansive.
Oh, yeah. 29, so I'm actually in the hard success range.
Okay. So the headman says, you know, depending on where you travel, there's always lots of stories of Tibet. You know, it's an ancient land full of mystery and all kinds of, you know, unbelievable stories, at least to outsiders believe unbelievable. But, you know, it is a, you know, a very mystical land. So he said, I'm going to tell you about what happened to my uncle when he went out for a trip just to go out and stretch his legs. So he just tells you a story about how his uncle went up through a river pass into a gorge, and he'd been gone maybe a day. You know, the headman tells you, you know, we were a bit worried. We didn't expect him to stay out that long. He was just out clearing his head, I guess. I don't know if you'd say that in Tibet. He just went out to take in the beauty of the land and to do some meditation and do some prayers. But when he came back the next day, he was 4 years older than he had been. So he had aged, had grown a beard, and, you know, got a bit of gray flecked in his beard. He had only been gone 1 day. And then so the headman holds up his hand and says, but not only that, he came back with a sheepskin filled with all kinds of gold, all kinds of jewels. So the uncle came in and laughed and tugged at his beard and said it was an easy trade-off to grow a beard and get a bit gray, but have all of this, you know, all these fineries around. And he said, as we Tibetans don't really put much stock in those kind of things, he donated it to the temple. I think it's called a gompa. So he donated to the gompa, and they, you know, used it to build some statues to the Buddha. And so now at that gompa, whenever they pray to the Buddha, they'd also give thanks to my uncle for his generosity.
Sorry.
Vinny is thinking, you know, we have the boat, obviously. So, like, this lines up kind of with where we're going. So then he's like, shit, did Charlie look older when he left than when he came? So he's like, would it be like a spot hidden, or?
You guys do a no roll, maybe? Sorry, go ahead, Dani.
No, you guys would totally take that hit for me, right?
Oh, I got an 11.
Yes.
Okay. I would lay down my very body to protect you. Yes, of course.
I don't mean to protect him. I mean to get me gold.
Oh, well, if the adventure is adventurous enough, then of course.
We have our sacrifice. I'm not worried.
So you rolled an 11, so I'm assuming that's a hard or extreme, right?
Extreme, yeah.
Okay. So no, Charlie looked like a ragged Canadian miner, so he didn't look any older than he normally would. But you know, you can ask questions back to, you know, he wanted to tell you a story, but there's nothing stopping you from, you know, if you don't want to give it away too much, you know, you can kind of prod and, you know, ask him questions. we can always do a roll for that too.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what he would ask.
So where are those jewels? That bag. Where'd he get them from? Around here?
So Dani or Petra doesn't for our local language. Do you have anything in that, Petra?
Oh, no.
I'm
So I
just
didn't hear anything you said, right? I'm just like.
Or you could just say it, and then Vinny would be like, "Oh, yeah."
Wait, so you guys are relaying the story to me. That's
Yes,
why
I
I'm
am
asking if you guys will
translating.
take the hit. Okay. Like,
Vinny
so,
is focusing on the conversation. I am translating for Petra.
Translating.
so Vinny, can you get him to tell us where they are? I mean, by any means necessary.
Well, I'm just going to ask him a question. I mean, I think we're all swapping, so we're all friends here. It's
Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't speak English, so you guys are all right.
yeah. So
There's
so
like
then
this 3-tier like telephone game going on where Petra may not be getting the full.
he just asked him, like, is it close to here? Like, he's trying to picture the map in his head, and he's like, oh, like, is it, down the river? Like, he's trying to pick out like something that he would recognize, and it wouldn't necessarily be like, oh yeah, we're going to the cave that your uncle went to.
So let me roll.
I mean, he said it was like a day's hike. So did he leave from this village?
So roll a luck.
Okay. 92. No, sir.
So he just says, the uncle, obviously, we'll say the uncle's from the village. And to Petra's point, if you translate it back and forth, the headman says, he donated all these riches to the glory of the temple, and they've built beautiful Buddha statues, and they bless his name, and we say prayers to him. So unfortunately, there's no more of those jewels around here. For, kind of what you're asking where, and so he kind of gives you a spiel about, there's many stories and many legends in Tibet about, finding Shangri-La or finding, a lost world, and time slips away, or, people go and meditate and lose themselves and come back around and realize, years have passed. So he doesn't give you anything descriptive other than just kind of mystical, trying to think like stories, not fairy stories, but historical kind of
folk tales.
Exactly, yeah. So so nothing very descriptive other than saying, yes, my uncle left from here, but there's many paths to nirvana and meditation and being a monk in the woods and being an ascetic and stuff like that. So he doesn't really give you, go this way and hang a right or anything like that. No.
Okay. It makes him somewhat uncomfortable because he's a regular church-going Catholic, so this is all like, I don't know, you're talking your crazy whatever language and talking about Buddhas and shit. Like, I don't.
Yeah, it's a regular church-going Catholic who breaks knees, of course, or breaks legs. Excuse me.
He does ask him though, like he's have you guys lost any animals? Like, has one of your dogs gotten loose? We thought we saw something, behind us, spooked a horse or spooked a pony.
Yeah, so he'll kind of talk to his wife real quick, and she'll dart out and come back in with a younger man. You're assuming his son. So he's talking to his son, asking him, have you done a count of all the animals, and is anybody missing or anything like that? And the boy kind of looks around at you guys and is a bit overawed, just like all the kids were out there. And he just said, no, everything's everybody's here, everything's accounted for. We haven't had any losses. Everybody is. All the grazing areas have been checked, and we've been keeping it because that's the kid's job. So no, everybody's here, and no losses. We haven't had any losses of any animals.
All right. Then he would ask if there was any animals that they should be concerned of, like leopards
for you guys to be concerned of. So so the headman says, in this area, we're close enough to where the big city is. You wouldn't expect, and we have not had any problems with any kind of animals that would come down to prey on their farm animals or their out in the pasture. So they, it's, you never say never, but they haven't had any problems for a long time. And, the kids go out and we let our children run around and play and keep an eye on all of the pastures. So, we haven't had any problems with anything like that.
He looks over.
We sleep in here?
Oh no, we're gonna continue on from here. We're making nicey nice with the village muckety mucks,
Smoothing it over, yes.
I already gave them rouge.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get going soon here. We just we're swapping some stories, we're having some teas, we're trying to find out whether or not there's any crazy animals and shit out here, like just all the basic stuff.
Oh, you're so good, Vinny.
Dotting our I's and drinking our teas, if you will. Yes. Again.
Yeah, you're pretty good at that.
Thank you. Yes.
So, out of character, if so we said it was like late afternoon, early evening. So you guys are obviously kitted out to camp. So Charlie told you this would be pretty close to the city. It was kind of halfway out kind of thing. So I mean, it would be up to you guys if you wanted to stay there. Obviously, the headman, even if he was reticent to let you do that, I mean, you got the stamp of the Dalai Lama, so he will. He doesn't seem like he would say no if you asked anyways. He wouldn't grudgingly do it. He seems like he's a bit open. You guys have been open and, shared tea with him and all that kind of stuff. So he wouldn't be reticent to let you guys stay if you wanted to, but you've also been prepared to go, and if you have to throw up a tent at night, that kind of thing. So it would just be up to you guys if you wanted to stay or not, or continue on.
Do they have like beds here, or is it just like straw?
Yeah,
straw.
Yeah.
An upgrade from a tent. A little.
Do they have like? I mean, I assume they all sleep together in one room, kind of thing. Like, is this like a longhouse kind of scenario, or?
So they're kind of. One family would be in one, but there's also kind of levels to it. So there are different levels. There are, a couple empty ones in the village that they have for, passing monks. So when monks come by, it's always a great honor if, any of the lamas, not the big lama, but any of the lower lamas in a temple come and stay. So there are kind of guest accommodations where it would be obviously roughing it a lot for you guys, but you're going to be roughing it anyway. So there is, that you guys could have your own, like in a guest house with, a couple levels, so you could each have your own. So it's up to you if you guys want to stay there or keep going. It doesn't, he's quite welcome. If you ask him, he'll say, yes, we have plenty of places for you to stay if you want. Or if you want to keep going, the weather's nice. It's a time of the year. You shouldn't have any problems, but it's up to you. We're more than happy to have you. And then, he looks out and peeks at the door and sees all the kids, kind of peeking in the door and giggling and laughing. So it would be up to you. It's your decision if you guys want to do it or not.
So what do you guys want to do then? Do you want to like just hang out here for the night and then shove off in the morning?
They kind of like me here, and I have a fan club, so I wouldn't mind staying here. And I think it's much better than a tent.
Yeah, the accommodations are a step up from sleeping on the dirt.
So let's get comfortable.
If we were to vote, it appears I would lose anyway, so we stay here.
Ah, see, there you go.
You're learning.
Yes, I am very smart.
So he turns to the headman then and in broken Tibetan is like, is it possible for us to stay here the night? It goes like this.
The universal sign for sleep, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So, he
Was
says
that the sign? I missed it.
So he says it would be a great honor if you stayed, and then he will tell you that we have, accommodations we usually have for any traveling monks. Obviously, there's no monks traveling through now, so that's quite all right. If you would want to eat on your own with your own provisions, or we can provide you with some food for the evening or some more tea if you want. So he's quite happy to have you stay. Like I said, he doesn't want to shift you guys or anything. So they're kind of used to people traveling through. Now they're not maybe used to non-Tibetans coming and traveling through, but you guys made an impression. All the kids are happy, and you have the writ of the Dalai Lama, so he's quite happy to have you guys stay.
So,
Vinny, could you
yeah.
ask him if he has any steak? I'm really craving some meat tonight.
Wow. I don't think they have any steak, but we might be able to solve your problem with the meat.
You brought some?
Oh yeah, I take it everywhere.
Vincent, really?
Unfortunately, Vinny, I also found these 2 blue bowls again. Why do you keep bringing these?
He would at some point like go and grab like a bottle of whiskey out and see if they would, since they shared the tea, to share the whiskey. I don't know if they would drink. I know they wouldn't eat meat. Like I know they wouldn't eat meat. I don't know that Vinny.
I think Petra's ignorant enough to, want a steak.
Yeah.
So they do have some kind of alcohol. There's like fermented yak milk kind of thing, which I can just imagine is terrible. But so the headman will treat it as kind of a ceremonial thing. So you're not going to be putting out slugs for everybody in the village, but he will have.
Well, him and his family, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So him and his wife. She may demur a bit when she takes a whiff of it, but he'll slug one back and make some faces. But like I said, fermented yak milk's probably going to be pretty rough. So the whiskey probably doesn't tear him up too much. So he takes a shot back and smiles and shakes his head, and I think he waves his hand, just saying, "Yeah, no, one's enough. That's fine, thank you." And he bows his head and says, "Thank you very much." But yeah, I don't think you're going to be passing it around to everybody, though.
Damn, I wanted to get him drunk, but okay.
We'll do car bombs with fermented yak milk.
Oh, man. That'd be pretty bad. I mean, if you want to try to talk to him a bit later, I'm sure you could. Once everybody gets settled and the village settles down and gets settled, in for the night, you can always come back and try to talk to him again, whether it's one-on-one or the 3 of you come back. It's up to you. He's not trying to make himself not accessible or anything. He'll make sure you guys are comfortable and happy and come check on you. But if you do want to chat with him again, I'm sure we can do that. Or he's available for that.
Okay. He would be doing his family stuff. They would get their dinner together, and
yeah, they do all that kind of stuff. He'll show you. His wife will show you to the guest house and everything. Everything's clean. It's all been changed and new straw and all that kind of stuff, and it's comfortable. But it's a bit rustic. But she'll get you settled in, and then they'll go back and do dinner for the night and get all the kids settled down and all the animals put away. But if you do want to go back, or maybe he'll come back and pop his head in and just say he was checking on you, and if you want to, whether you or all 3 or whatever ones of you, he'll be there, to talk some more if you want.
Okay. So Vinny would say to the other 2, like, so what do you think about that story? The guy's uncle went and got the gold and came back 4 years later. What the fuck is that?
It's intriguing to me.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, right, Charlie. He didn't look like he was 4 years. I mean, he was an ugly mug. Don't get me wrong. He was a nice guy and all, but he was not so, with the face. But he looked the same as he did when he came in. Yeah?
These people must take some, mushrooms or cactuses and have some crazy dreams.
This just makes it all the more intriguing to me. I cannot wait to see what exactly is in this cave.
Oh, good. You can go first.
I would be honored.
Yeah, maybe we'd tie a rope to you and shit and send you in and see how long it takes for you to come back, right? Maybe we want to, because you're in for the adventure and all.
That is a good experiment that we should probably try.
Okay, done.
We do it.
You're not taking Tabitha with you, just so you know.
I will take Philip the Yak. I've named him.
Well, that's good. You throw on a gold on a yak and then send the yak back out again.
Yes, of course. Well, wait a second. Now I can trust you. Yes, well, that'll be a good idea.
The fuck is that supposed to mean you could trust me? Of course you trust me. Who are you going to trust if not for me?
Vincenzo, I apologize. I did not mean for that to come off that way. It just the way that you flippantly suggested that I should just send the gold out and see if I aged 4 years or whatever gave me pause.
Think about it as retribution for, trying to control us and make us your own country.
Yeah, what she said.
Yes, I don't know how to respond to that, but I will say I am sorry, and whatever I can do to make it up to you, I will do my very best to do so.
Okay, so then you go in like we already agreed.
I have already expressed my excitement to do so, yes.
Yes, you go first.
Again, I have agreed to go first, as long as I can bring Philip the Yak.
Of course, but here, let me ask you this question. How long does a fucking yak live for, right? Like, you send a yak in, and then it ages 4 years, and it's fucking dead and bones and shit in there, and then you got to carry all that crap back out again.
Well, then the experiment will have shown us something then, wouldn't it?
I guess so. You'd see a fucking dead yak.
I would.
Then we got to carry all that shit. Go ahead. I don't want to speak over you because clearly you are trying to express a point to me.
Yes, I know exactly what you are saying, and my point that I'm trying to express is, if insofar as the yak ages and dies in my presence, I would immediately return to you to tell you all about it, because that will be very good information to have.
No, I understand that. That's fine and all. That's all well and good. But if the yak is dead, then how the fuck are we going to carry all the gold back down? Put the gold on a yak.
Yakety yak, don't talk back. I will be sure to, at the very least, carry out enough gold to satisfy you, and then perhaps we can, once it is determined that it is safe, maybe Tabitha can come in and take the brunt of it as well.
You're going to kill both of the fucking animals? What the hell is wrong with you?
I will admit to being a little bit confused as to the lifespan of both yak and horse, and whether or not horses live longer than yaks. But I am certain that I will live longer than both. So my suggestion still stands. First Philip, then Tabitha. Whoever lives longest will be able to carry out the bulk of the gold.
Okay, I think there might be a flaw in your plan, but I'm okay with it for now as long as you're going in.
There's probably many flaws in my plan. But either way, I'm going in first, and I will suss out exactly what the situation is inside the cave.
You remind me of a friend of mine. I wouldn't say a friend, more like an acquaintance. His name was Reggie. I don't know. There's some familiarity that happens when you speak to me. Like, I think I might be speaking to him. It's a very weird situation for me.
Reggie sounds wonderful. I can't wait to meet him.
Maybe we can make that happen one day. I don't know. He's back in the States. I don't think he'll ever make it out here. He was kind of a fucking bum. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, boy, would that be something. For sure.
Okay, I wasn't going to stop that. I was going to let that go.
Oh, shit. It's funny for the four of us. I don't know if it's funny for anybody else.
I like it.
Okay, so, it's kind of evening time. Everybody's settled in. So Vinny, did you want to go back and talk to the headman either by yourself or with anyone else? Or
I mean, as we're having a real conversation, does anything come up that we want to pursue as a line of conversation? I mean, so he told us the story. They haven't lost any animals, so we don't know what the thing was. It's clearly not something from the village.
Yeah, he would just kind of
Well, I'm no to John and Dani
yeah.
to see if there's anything that.
Darryl's just very is antsy to get in that cave and to experience what's going on. So he wouldn't really have any more questions for the headman, just more like point us in the direction of wherever this. It's a cave, right? I'm not just saying that.
Yeah.
Point us in the direction of the cave. I wish to enter it and procure the nuggets of gold that reside inside.
I have a very similar feeling to what you're saying.
I understand exactly what you are saying.
No, I mean, if the guy like poked his head in, he would just, try to make nice and, thank them for putting him up. They've shown him, shown them, hospitality and friendship or whatever. So like that sort of like honorific, stands highly with him, like completely different culture, but, would be very like, I respect you because you respect me. And, we shared, broke bread kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, and he'll just say that he's been honored to have you here, and he was glad to share tea with everybody, and he hopes that you have a safe journey, and hopefully you come back again, because all the children were extremely happy, and they'll have stories to tell for quite a many years, with you guys passing through, and with Petra's largesse on all the children, all the girls. They'll be talking about it for quite a long time.
Yes, she's corrupting the youth of your village in a way that will be irreparable.
I mean, he says they seem to be very happy. So everybody's got big smiles on their face. So as a father, that makes him happy because all the other kids are happy. So he kind of smiles and shakes his head.
Cool. And it's probably like all extended family in the village for the most part, like
exactly.
Cousins and uncles and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Cool. He expresses, that they hope to return, in a few days, and hopes that to find them well, and perhaps we may spend another night if they are so inclined to have us again.
He says, absolutely. Our beds, our guest beds are yours when you come back through.
Okay, he's filing that away for later. Like that might be useful information to have people out in, sort of the hinterlands. Like he's always planning and plotting. So
yeah, exactly.
How can he use this to his advantage later on potentially?
You are charismatic as fuck.
Actually, not. My persuade is really low.
Yeah, but you're fast talking intimidator pretty high, right? So.
Yeah, intimidator.
You're most likely afraid to have their legs broken by you. That's a bad thing from you, but a good thing from Petra, apparently.
Okay, so I guess you guys are just gonna settle down for the night then?
Yeah, I'm assuming they all turn in really early if they're farmers and stuff.
Okay.
Yes, we definitely go to bed.
Okay. So why don't you guys all give me spot or listen again? So whatever is the better roll for you guys.
Oh, 83. It's fucking terrible. Time to change dice.
94 for me. Nothing. I got nothing. I am snoring loudly.
Okay, what about Petra?
Oh, no. You're muted. Dani, you're muted.
Oh, thanks. I've been talking this whole time too, like making little snide comments and.
Yes, we've been ignoring you.
Damn it!
I was like, that was funny. Nobody said anything.
Say all of the jokes that you just said while muted, and we will laugh at them appropriately.
Okay. No, because they're just out of context. But I got a 71, and I asked what the fuck was in that butter tea.
But her tea was too hot.
It made everybody very sleepy and have very sound sleep, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming your listener spot hidden isn't over 70.
No.
So
No,
I think last time, Danny and John, when we played, you can burn luck.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. So just so you guys remembered that. Yeah.
but not on that
I'm
shitty
concerned.
What does
I'm
that
not
mean?
worried.
What does burning luck mean?
So John, if you have, so if your luck, say you have 50 points in luck, so normally you would roll a luck roll for that. If you roll something else that's not one of the know or strength, any of the other skills, like the ones on the bottom of the page, if you roll any of those and you're close to getting it, you can spend points of luck. So that would come off your luck total to make you. So if you roll, persuade, if you needed a 52 and you rolled a 55, you could spend 3 to get you to the 52, and you would just subtract that from your luck roll or from your luck total.
Yeah. That's a nice. It's a little all-purpose pool to sort of help you if you need it. I like it. So, is there a cap to it, or could I be like, "Oh, I need to spend 20 from my luck total"?
You can spend as much as you want. You're going to have really bad luck if you spend it all. That's the only thing.
and it's hard to get it back.
That is happening.
Yeah. It's up to the GM, right? I don't remember specifically what the mechanic is to get it back.
There is ways to get it back, and I don't know. It's not like a night sleep, but there is a time period that you can get it back. So if you're like in between campaigns, then you'll definitely get it back. Or if you're in scenarios, if you take a week or a month in between, you should be able to get some of that back. Just roll to get certain amounts back each time.
I mean, maybe like an extreme success in game or something like that. Maybe you could get like a D10 back or something.
Yeah,
I like that. That's a good. I always like that in systems.
Yeah, that was a new
like a resource to spend.
It's nice not to have to be a halfling to have it.
Yeah. Or fate points or XP or bennies or it's a nice way to be able to.
And it gives you punishment too. If you do burn 20 and you've only got 50, then you're only down to 30. And
is it limited? Is it limited to like after you roll? It could be like,
you can do it whenever. If you roll and you fail and you're like, I really want to make that, you can spend it. So yeah.
So you could probably also spend it to get yourself to like a extreme success.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Yeah, but then if you do party luck rolls where the lowest luck has to roll, then you're kind of screwed because you're always the lowest. Weakest link in the chain.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys have a non-eventful night. Everybody sleeps, so obviously everybody gets up super early. So you can hear, scuffling and everybody out getting to work out in the fields and taking the animals out to pasture. So, you've had a good night's sleep, no problems, obviously Darryl slept very, very soundly. He said a lot of snoring. So everybody's rested and refreshed for the morning. So, the headman will come and his wife will come and serve you some breakfast. I'm assuming it's some kind of veggie kind of stuff if you want it, or just some regular tea instead of the butter tea, because butter tea is more, the Tibetans drink it a lot, but it's maybe more ceremonial for non-Tibetans. So they'll give you some stuff then on top of whatever provisions you have if you want to have breakfast before you head out.
Vinny, do they at least have eggs? Or is that
I
like
make scrambled eggs.
Yeah, I don't so would we travel with that kind of stuff? I assume they probably would have like chickens or something, right?
Yeah.
Do Buddhists eat eggs? Or are they completely vegetarian?
See, I've worked with lots of Hindus, but I don't know about Buddhists. It depends on which sect of Hindus that some eat chicken, some eat eggs, some eat fish. So let's just say, they have some eggs because that's a real easy, thing to have around. No bacon or sausage though.
Scrambled eggs.
That's a good breakfast.
Yes, it is.
Some tea, some eggs.
I'd like it better if there's a ham steak, but these primitive people.
No, come on, you've been in Tibet for a while. No ham steak. No.
They just don't know what they're missing.
Maybe it's you who doesn't know what you're getting.
I think she's getting some fucking eggs and tea. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We're talking about ham steaks and bacon. Yes.
Remember, same respect as Vinny.
Okay, all right, Miss. I, for now, will rescind and back off.
That's right. Scoot a little closer to Vinny.
He puts his arm around you.
You two make a formidable couple. I will continue to make more eggs and stop talking to both of you.
It's finally going to be quiet around here. We're going to listen to you fucking snore all night long.
Snoring is a sign of strength.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. My dad must have been the strongest fucking guy in the world then. Jesus Christ, he shake the fucking house.
No one likes a braggart.
Okay, so after breakfast, I didn't know if you guys wanted to do anything specific or if you were just going to get ready to head back out onto the path.
Is there clean water here?
Yeah.
Petra just needs to wash up. Okay.
You'll have your ablutions.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's fine. So all the, you have your little trail of little girls just following you around and watching you and giggling. So
the corrupted youth of this village.
You can go ahead and do all of your all the stuff you want to get ready before you go.
Actually, I'm going to take some of the little girls with me, and we're all going to walk out together, like fully done up.
Oh God!
So after you get ready, Vinny and Darryl are waiting for you, and the villagers are all kind of lined up as to send you off. Obviously, the headman kind of one step in front, and then everyone else lined up. So the villagers turn and see Petra come up with all the little girls all looking fierce, and so all the wives and mothers in the village, kind of giggle and laugh, and all the men just kind of shake their head. But yeah, everybody, oh, you guys are definitely going to leave an impression on this village.
Nice.
But yeah, everybody's very happy, and the men are a bit confused and shaking their head.
Yes, I'm sure they are.
But everybody's having, like I said, the kids are all happy, so everyone else is happy. Everybody's giggling and laughing. So, I'm sorry, God.
I was going to say, when they come around from the corner, it's like that slow movie montage. Like they walk around real slow, the camera pans, kind of like comes up, the sun's shining behind them, and Vinny just he leans into Darryl, and he's like, "How much fucking makeup did she bring? Jesus fucking Christ!"
Did you see all the trunks that she has down Tabitha? She doesn't fuck around with this makeup, apparently.
I mean, it's worth it, right? I mean, just look, it's fine, but I'm just saying, that's a lot of fucking crap to be carrying around.
I don't know if you have any respect for the local culture here. This might be an affront to that very culture.
Whatever.
That's eloquent as always. Excellent point by you.
If they lived a little closer to town, they could work at my fucking bar. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, right. Mate, earn a living, right? I can't argue with that.
I want one.
Again.
Can you buy me one?
She is desirous of a one, quote unquote one, which would indicate she's interested in taking a child.
I was gonna say, what he said. You want one of those fucking kids?
Yeah, on our way back, maybe we can take one with us.
I can't. I'm not sure, Vincenzo.
I don't. That's probably not a good idea. I mean, they showed us some hospitality, but I don't think. I mean,
it can press my clothes, and I can teach it some things.
She's talking about slavery.
I got enough people around the Black Lotus. I could get somebody to do your fucking laundry for you. That's no big deal.
Yeah,
no need to steal a child from its home.
I wouldn't be stealing it. Look at them. They want to come with me. They'll follow me like lemmings.
I don't know if just stealing a child or actually asking a village to give you a child is worse. I haven't decided yet.
Well, we can discuss it on the way to the cave and on the way back.
It would be a very interesting conversation to have. Yes. The philosophical undoings of kidnapping versus forced sale.
You make this sound like it's a bad thing.
I rescind, and I will refrain from speaking to you for now.
I mean, they would be gainfully employed, is all I'm saying. But I I think maybe we table this for now, and maybe we revisit this on the way back.
Oh, so you would pay them, is what you were saying?
I think that's what she said. She wanted to buy one.
Yeah.
I don't
want it for
Yes,
free.
of course. And we've circled back around. Okay, right. I am going to just... I rescind, and I will refrain from speaking to you for the time being.
Your relationship with your fucking culture as a whole is very confusing to me.
Right. Yes. The buying of people. Right.
So the headman kind of looks over at you guys and kind of tilts his head sideways and just says, "Are there any problems?"
So he's just like, "Go ahead."
No, we're good. We're just going to leave you now. I'm going to get Petra. We're going to get going.
Okay. So he says, we've been very blessed to have you stop with us and spend time with us. Good luck on your journey. Have safe travel." And then he looks over to, I guess Vinny. I guess Vinny's kind of in front, right? Because you came up. And then he will say, "The answers to overcoming any obstacle will be found in the White City," and kind of bows his head and steps back. So you want to make, so I guess Vinny and Darryl, because they both have language, you guys want to do I keep calling it the wrong thing. Is it edu? Yeah, so do an edu roll.
All right.
Edu?
EDU.
Wait, what is that? Is that an investigator skill?
It's up at the
It's
top, John.
under characteristics.
Oh, okay, edu.
Yep.
So I got a
it's the same as
47
mine.
out of 60, which is a regular success.
You got a 91. I'm still... Darryl is like is staring off in the distance like, they want to buy the children.
So Darryl kind of hears that, and he's thinking it's just kind of some kind of standard whatever cultural greet, or saying goodbye, or what you say to travelers. But Vinny kind of takes a step back. You don't ever remember. Obviously, you work with a lot of Tibetans, so you don't remember this being kind of like a standard, kind of goodbye, or what you would say to travelers leaving you. So I'll repeat again. So he said the answers to overcoming any obstacle will be found in the White City. So to you, that just doesn't sound like any kind of standard thing. It's a bit out of the ordinary. You wouldn't expect that.
So if the guy bows his head, Vinny will do the same, but when he bows, he kind of takes a step closer and tries to express in his bad Tibetan, what do you mean exactly? What is...
So he kind of just looks at you and smiles, and then kind of shakes his head. Not like a no, but kind of like, oh, you guys, not dismissive, like he's not dismissing you, but he just kind of smiles, like he's sharing.
Like he knows what I know, kind of thing.
He just kind of kind of smirks, and then turns around and waves, and everybody heads back to.
That was unhelpful.
So I assume we probably brought multiple bottles of whiskey.
Yeah.
So he goes back and he grabs one out of the pack and he walks back over and holds it out to him as a gift.
Okay, and he takes it and just says, "Good travels," and bows his head again and gives you a smirk and walks back into his house.
Okay. So I know that Darryl knows what he said. So he's Charlie didn't say nothing about a fucking White City. I don't know what he's talking about, but maybe he knows where we're going. It's a good thing that they don't care about the gold, eh?
White City? Like one made out of pearls?
I don't know. It could be. City made out of fucking gold.
I'm sure you'll be very pleased. And pearl necklaces for days.
You've never given one, from what I remember.
Oh, I was just referencing what you said earlier and how it confused me so.
It's a what you call a callback, yeah?
Yes, I suppose I did call back to what she said earlier, yes.
Okay, so everybody kind of in the village, kind of goes back to, the kids give Petra a wave and, after heading out to the path, all the giggling and waving. All the other adults just go back to kind of what they were doing. The headman in his house took his bottle of whiskey with him. So you guys are going to head out onto the path now. So it's, what did we say? It was morning. So
I'm sure it's super fucking early too if they're farmers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So you got a good head start on getting down the path. So as similar to yesterday, it's getting further away from the village. On Charlie's map, there doesn't seem to be any other stops, no other villages or anything. So obviously the next part would be kind of getting into this kind of cliff face and gorge. You go up to the mountain face, and there'll be off to the left. There's just like a distinctive part of the cliff face or the mountain face, and then he says you look this many over this way, and this is the way to go. So there's nothing really on your path. It's all big boulders strewn all about on the sides, kind of like the first day. So everybody do spot listen or spot hidden or listen again.
Fuck me, 95.
Damn it, 83. I missed everything.
45 out of 55.
Okay. So that was that spot, or was that listen?
That was spot. Actually, they're the same. Oh, it was spot's 50. It was spot.
It's fine. Yeah, whatever. Okay, Okay. So Tabitha you can feel Tabitha kind of jerking around a little bit. Obviously, that's a sign that there's something around, and you kind of look over to the boulders. The guys are, just walking along. The yak's walking along, not noticing anything. The guys are just off looking, daydreaming. So I'm going to try to share something and see if this works. So okay. Petra looks off to the side over near the boulders and sees this pop up. So let me do screen share, right?
I don't like it already.
Application. There we go. So Petra sees this kind of peeking up from behind a boulder.
Oh,
Vinny!
Yeah, what's up?
Calm Tabitha down. I had to tell you something.
There's what's the matter, darling?
Over there by the boulder, there's a creature that would make a beautiful pelt.
Oh yeah, no shit, I'll get it. Maybe, I don't know.
But it's got a lot of tongues coming out of its mouth. It's a little weird.
The fuck
Actually,
does that mean?
It's kind of creepy. Although I could wear it on Halloween.
He turns to he reaches in for the gun, but doesn't pull it yet, and he looks over to where she's pointing to see if something is there.
So you do see this kind of, I guess, otter sized with kind of a shrew kind of mouth, and it's just heads above the kind of the boulder. So it's not moving or anything. It's looking at you, and it kind of it's about the shape of the thing that you and Darryl saw yesterday, kind of going around, but now it's kind of peering at you. It's not. It's not jerking around. It's seeing you guys talk and move around, and it hasn't really, it hasn't ran away or stopped or anything.
So he unholsters the pistol, has it pointed at the ground. He says, Darryl, what the fuck is that thing?
No. What is... Oh, shit.
That's a pelt.
I try to shoot it.
Okay, so first, before you shoot, because everybody saw it, let's roll Sam.
That is fair.
Sanity. So roll insanity. So that's the 70, right? Or at least mine says 70.
Yep. Okay, so you have to roll under that.
I made it by 1 point.
Okay.
Nice. 27 out of 50.
Okay.
Ooh, 42 out of 70.
Okay, so no sand loss for anybody. And before you guys start going to shoot at it, the Darryl and Vinny make power rolls.
All right. 47 out of 50.
Okay, so you made it?
I got a 5 out of
So,
70.
You both made it. So you guys can go make an action. But while you're doing that, you kind of hear a chittering voice say, I know where you guys are going, or I know where you are going.
Oh.
So you can,
Shit.
you're in the process of, I guess, swinging up or grabbing your gun. So
Do we all hear that, or just them?
yeah, everybody hears it. But they were the only two that had to do a power roll because they were trying to aim at it.
So he shakes his head and he looks like, did you fucking hear that thing is in my head? The fuck, did you hear that shit?
Yes, right.
A talking pelt.
Oh my god! All right, I hold on. Let me. And Darryl will try to we'll lower the shotgun and try to approach it, and we'll
Jesus, sorry.
Random cat attack.
It scared the fuck out of me.
It was an attack.
The Zoog came and jumped on you.
Darryl will just speak out loud. You're speaking to us. Do you know that?
Yes, that's why I did it, and I know where you're going.
Where?
We're going to get rich.
Who's rich?
It does not matter to me if you go. It does not matter to me why you are going. I just know you are going.
So you just thought to come on down and just tell us and scare the shit out of us and tell us that you know where we're going. What can you tell us about where we are going? I still have my shotgun.
Yeah.
I'm not leveling it, but I'm approaching it.
Well, so you guys made the power roll, so you can do that. It just says you are close to where you want to be going. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm from, and I just wanted to let you know that I know that you're going there.
So you can guide us there, no?
Unfortunately, no. I cannot guide you. But you are going.
Yes. We are seeking something out, but you, again, you've got a curious look about you. What are you?
How would he handle this?
Haven't seen much that looked like you before. I am very curious.
While you're talking to it,
yeah. Yep.
Petra whispers to Vinny, if we cage it, do you know how much money that thing could get us?
I think it might be able to fucking hear us in our heads. You might not want to say that. And he looks surreptitiously over his shoulder at it.
So it doesn't look like it's going away. It kind of tilts its head when you guys are talking, but it doesn't. It just kind of looks over, tilts its head. It says, "I cannot lead you to where you're going, but I'm going there also, and let's play a game. If I go the same way you go, then maybe I will pop up again when the need arises."
Is this some sort of inner quest, vision questy type bullshit? Or can you just physically not lead us to where we need to go? Or is it that you just enjoy games? I'm up for a game.
Hold on. Are we talking to a fucking rat with shit on its fucking face?
Yeah.
What the fuck? So he goes to poke you to make sure that you're real.
Eloquent as ever.
I don't know what they gave us in that tea, but
right? Maybe that fucking guy gave us some shit and we're fucking tripping balls right now.
I mean, I slept last night like the dead, so it could be.
Perhaps we are tripping balls, but can you imagine the adventure that this thing can take us upon?
This could be like a fucking dream world. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe this is not fucking real right now.
Pinch me.
He fucking pinches the shit out of you.
Do I wake up?
So he hears you say dream, and then he says, I will be on the other side of that. We are all on the other side of that. And that is the way you are going. And then, so Darryl said something about whether it's a game. So it says, it matters not to me if you get there or not. If you get there, then you get there. If you don't, then you don't. Try to come up with something witty, but
what you're saying is that it's the journey, not the destination, if I'm hearing you correctly. Now you're speaking my language, crazy tentacle-faced thing.
Rat creature, what's your name?
I do not have name. I do not have a name. I just am. And I'm not the only one. There are more, but we just are.
Vinny starts to look around like, wait, the fuck, there's more of these things?
So it sees you looking around and says, no, not here, but near, but not here.
So, you wish to play a game? Games have rules in our world. What are your rules?
No rule. I just said that you may see me again on your journey, and whether you see me again in this kind of situation or whether you see all of us against you is up to you.
Hey, whoa, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? You're all against us.
We're friends.
What the fuck does that mean? Is it a race? Is that the game you play? A race?
No, we are here, you three and I are here, and we are here talking, or we are here doing this, or all of, and it kind of points to itself, all of us against all of you, or against you, and then kind of looks down to your guns.
How many of you are there?
Many on this side, much more on the other.
So you don't want us to kill you, is what you're saying.
If you could. No, I do not want.
And then we'll be friends, and then you won't be against us.
Correct. What you do on your way is no matter. It does not affect me. But also, I don't want you to affect me. So
hey,
your path means nothing to me, but you're crossing my path.
Okay, do you know where the White City is? Could you tell us where that path is?
It kind of looks at you. So Dani, high or low?
Low.
04. It says the White City is on the way of your path.
Is it made out of pearls?
It kind of just looks at you, and it's a city made out of a city. It's built like a city.
That's disappointing.
What are you exactly? Because you don't look like a natural fucking creature. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the things. I don't. This is all very surreal right now.
Well, it says, this is not where I am from, and this is not where I should be, but sometimes we are here.
Right.
You're saying a lot of fucking words, but they don't make a lot of sense when you put them together, is what I'm saying.
Just to me, it does.
Well, I suppose then the game is afoot.
And when you say that, it blinks out.
Shit.
God damn. Oh, he wouldn't say that. He's a good Catholic.
You can say shit.
Yeah. What?
Hmm.
Hand to God, I never seen a fucking rat with shit on its face speaking to us. What in the hell is that supposed to be?
I don't know.
These
We haven't
Tibetans
heard
are
of anything
crazy.
like this. Yes.
You know, we don't have that in America.
Yeah, no shit, right? The
And
fucking buffaloes and whatnot.
yeah, that thing would be in a circus,
It would.
and we would be making money off of it.
I mean, that's the fucking American way.
I mean, if we see one on our way back,
We've got a lot of things to collect on the way back, so it would seem.
purple monkeys, little rat creatures, and a kid. Just
And
3.
don't forget the gold.
Oh, no, yeah. That's a priority. Oh,
This
and I forgot to
list-
tell you, I have a bottle of champagne that we can all celebrate when we finally get it.
This list seems debatable, but in the interest of entering this, finding out what is going on here, as we haven't heard anything about creatures like this, although it is what we believe we saw earlier, yes?
Wait, an animal just talked to us.
Yeah, no shit, right? It's fucking crazy.
I don't know if it was an actual animal or not.
Well, what the fuck was it then?
I think the more we uncover, the more interesting this gets.
It was Buddha! We met
Oh.
Buddha!
Oh, God.
I thought Buddha was a fucking fat guy.
We are
I was hoping you were
holy.
going to say that, John.
Eloquent as ever.
We are messengers of Buddha.
Yes, we are. Yes.
Hold
He
on.
chose us.
What's that?
What's what?
I thought you was going to say something.
I was going to say that if we're messengers of Buddha, then I can spread the word that they can eat meat and get fur. Because he chose us.
This checks out.
I cannot argue with that kind of fucking logic.
Nor should you, really. It's sound logic, and I suppose we should just follow the map then. What does the map say as far as like how far we are out? Because Darryl all of a sudden feels like there's like a ticking clock here.
Yeah, you're not very far off, so you can see the kind of the mountain face with the distinctive landmark on the left hand side, and where Charlie pointed, saying, "Yeah, go. You have to go through this way to get there."
You heard it speak of games and destinations and out of time and all of that. I feel as though if we are to do what we set out to do, the time is of the essence now. There are forces at work here that we are not able to comprehend.
Look, I don't mind playing a game, but I like it when the odds are stacked in my favor. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I feel like we might be out of our fucking element here with talking rats and shit with the fucking,
With the shit on their faces, yes.
Yeah, you saw that, right? That's fucking creepy.
I did.
And maybe it's like, do they have toxic power? Like, do they do experiments around here? Maybe it's just like a 3-eyed fish. It's just like something bad it ate.
If 3-eyed fishes
Line
can
run off.
talk, then yes.
Yeah.
Inside of your own brain?
I mean, okay. Yes?
I don't know. What do you think we should do? That's a lot of fucking gold if the guy, you saw that fucking nugget,
You heard the rat creature. If we don't hurt it, they don't hurt us, and they don't care where we're going.
I don't know. It seems too easy to me. Although, the old guy at the village said that the answers would be in the White City. So, if we find the White City, maybe it tells us what the fucking rat things are. Yeah?
Yeah. Let's keep on going.
Where could a White City be?
I don't know. It's not on a fucking map. He holds the map out and like points randomly.
Is there anything on the map that says White City here?
No.
Okay.
And he didn't mention anything either.
Well, we are left with no other option but to continue on our present course, which is to the cave. So let us go.
I agree. Let us be off.
Keep your eyes out for more rats with shit on their faces.
Yes, you better believe your ass that I'm gonna fucking look for that shit. Because it's fucking creepy.
I will certainly believe my ass that I will be on the lookout for that shit.
Right, look, maybe, because the guy said not to kill nothing, right? So maybe this is something that we're not supposed to fucking kill, yeah?
He did say not to kill nothing, yes. I would agree that maybe we should probably not engage in violence against that particular beast, as it appeared to have abilities beyond our own. Something to be cautious of.
Did you feel that? Like, I went to fucking grab my gun and I got like this weird, like, hazy shit. You know what I'm? It was like literally in my fucking head, like with its little fucking rat feet.
It was unsettling at best.
To say the least, yeah.
To say the least, it was unsettling at best, yes?
Yes, I agree.
Well, we must proceed with caution.
Indeed. It fucking holsters the gun.
Vincenzo, did you just say indeed?
I did say indeed.
I don't think I've ever heard you say that word before in such a matter-of-fact way that you just did.
Well, I'm a little unnerved at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
I do know exactly what you are saying, as I am unnerved as well.
I say that and then you fucking say it. It's starting to get on my fucking nerves.
I don't want to get on your nerves. I just want you to understand that I know what you are saying when you ask me if I know what you are saying.
You could just say, yeah, I fucking get it, right? Like, you could just say that to me. You'd be like, yeah.
To be quite honest, I'm not entirely certain how to respond when you say that. It felt polite to just acknowledge that I do know what you are saying.
Okay, maybe from now on, we just say, like, I say it because I just say it. It happens. And then you go like, yeah, or sure thing, or like, I get it.
So I'll just say, yeah.
Yeah, why not, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, let's go. And he like just pushes you.
Right. He just puts his head down and goes, all right, and then just trudges off in the direction of the cave.
At this point, he grabs the reins on the pony to make sure that, like, if things are going to get fucking crazy, that it doesn't take off with Petra on its back.
You guys just have a moment?
Oh, yeah,
we had something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. See, you got it.
Yeah.
To the Cave of Wonders.
The Cave of Wonders.
So, yeah, you're probably, an hour or so, a couple hours out. So you're getting closer. You can see the distinctive landmark. And on Charlie's map, he's telling you, go in through. It kind of goes and narrows down in the mountain face. There's, I guess it's a mountain, but there's cracks through it. There's almost like gorges all the way through it. So whether that was from glaciers or water runoff, these ones aren't, necessarily caves in. There are caves there, but there is a gorge that, that kind of Charlie's pointing on his map is pointing you to. So I'm assuming you guys are going to head for that gorge unless you want to check into the other gorges or caves or anything.
As long as it's on the map, we'll just try to head right to it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to speak for everyone else, but yeah, I mean, if we're trying to follow the map, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing, because then we don't want to be out here in the middle of the night if there's thousands of these things running around.
Apparently, he couldn't pinpoint the amount of creatures that they were, or whether or not they were actually here or not, or somewhere else, but could be here, or perhaps get in our way, or we're getting in its way, and that would be bad. So yes, let's just press on.
Okay. So when you walk up to the cut in the mountain face, the gorge, it kind of you go in, the sunlight's coming down, you see all kinds of plant life around you. It doesn't look. It's kind of ferns, things like that. So there's a lot more kind of green. Not that there's not lots of plant life out around you, but that kind of area you were in is lots of boulders and things. So there is, kind of vegetation, but it is that kind of stereotypical old big green ferns kind of thing, just, down along the side. So
you're bugs in those?
Yeah, but not big. So you're not.
Do you agree that this is gorgeous?
Oh, you're a masterful with the fucking language, huh?
Yeah, I was really commenting on. Yes.
Yes, she is very fucking gorgeous.
Oh, you're the one now who's masterful with the language, aren't you?
With other things too. You heard him.
You did, yes.
That is true.
So while you're walking through, you see all these ferns. So there's not any big bugs. There's just the normal kind of bugs you would see around green kind of plant life. For the equipment you guys brought, I'm assuming you brought things like, there's electric torch, lighter. Do any of you guys wear glasses?
No, Vinny doesn't.
Okay. Then you got your gun for the two of you. A watch. I'm sure everybody has a watch. And then I'm assuming that, Petra has compact, like a little fold-up mirror. So can you guys roll me a D6, each of you?
Ooh.
Oh, shit. I just threw it out of the box.
I rolled a 1.
5.
Okay.
6.
5, you roll a 6. So Petra, you go to powder your nose, and when you pull out your compact, you notice that it's not the compact you brought with me. It's kind of like a shined silver reflector. So it's not a mirror compact anymore. So I'll let you guys react. Let me get to the three of them, then you guys can react. So then, Darryl, you go to look at your watch and see that you have a sand timer strapped to your wrist now.
A sand timer.
Then Vinny goes in to reach into his pocket, whether it's to light a cigarette or just nervous, twitching habit. He grabs his lighter. He goes to grab his lighter, and he pulls out flint and stone and a bit of kindling.
I think he fucking drops it. Like, he reaches in for the lighter, he pulls out a cigarette, pulls out the stone, like, what in the fuck is that? You put rocks in my fucking pocket so I'm not looking?
Those little Tibetans, they stole my mirror. They just left me with this silver piece.
Wait a minute, what? So he reaches his hand out.
It used to be a mirror. Now it's just shined silver. They stole it and replaced it with junk.
And watch this. My watch has changed to something else. Sand watch?
Oh, fuck me.
what you think that means?
Everybody roll Sam after that.
I think we just fucking went back in time. You fucking reneged on the deal.
Yeah, you were supposed to take one for the team.
We haven't entered. I don't. Look, I would love to. I just don't. I don't know what. I'm trying to do the best that I can, and we haven't entered any sort of cave. I don't know how this happened. Do I know how this happened?
Petra starts hyperventilating. Vinny, am I still young and beautiful?
Oh, of course, you're fucking gorgeous, baby. And he like reaches over, like puts an arm around, starts, patting your back.
Oh my god! As I'm looking at them, are they both old and decrepit?
No.
I got a 45 out of 50.
Okay, so you're fine.
Sanity rolls.
Petra and Darryl, yeah, roll Sam.
Oh, sorry.
Oh man.
Yep. 52.
Oh no.
At 80.
I got a 9. I rolled a 9.
So you guys, you nailed it. Yep. So no sand loss for that. You guys can go ahead and do an edu roll.
Oh, 17. That is a hard success.
Oh my god! I rolled this. Wait a minute! I rolled a 61, and my edu is 60. Could I spend 2 luck and make it a success?
You could, but Vinny, for this one, Vinny made it. So.
Okay. It was okay. Good. Then I will not. I will.
Normally you would do that if no one had succeeded.
Gotcha. Perfect.
So,
that's cool.
I rolled a 32 and have a hard success too.
Okay, so the things you're looking at, so your watch, compact, lighter. I wasn't going to do gun because that's just too mean. So this has gone back. So these things have gone back. They haven't gone forward. So, they haven't turned into like a digital watch or fancy Zippo butane or anything like that, or, an iPhone with a mirror on it. So these have gone backward, so they've regressed, so they haven't aged. So you haven't, the story of the uncle who came back out 4 years older.
Damn it.
That doesn't look like that's what happened. These things kind of regressed.
I was hoping to get an eye watch out of the deal.
Exactly.
This fucking sundial watch thing will have to do.
So, Petra is freaking out and asking everybody if she looks old or how does everyone else look. Daryl's looking around. So Vinny kind of realizes that, these things have gone backwards. They haven't aged. So they've gone the other way.
I relate that information to the rest of the group.
How meta of you.
And you also,
so am I looking younger?
Yeah, no, you don't look younger. Sorry. It's just the items.
Apparently it's a selective curse.
So Dani, you beat me to it. I was trying to get that out before. No, so it's just that, just those 3 items, one of each of you kind of, regress backwards.
He immediately goes to check the gun to make sure that the gun is not like turned into like a fucking stick or something.
Slingshot.
Yeah, so your other technological stuff. So electric torch, lighter. So that's what I was Googling to see when those were invented. So yeah, electric torch, lighter, your guns, any other kind of stuff that you would have that would be mechanical or technological. They're all fine. It was just those one individual things for each of you.
We are dealing with forces beyond our comprehension. Now it is getting exciting. Is it not?
It's getting to be something. I don't know. I don't like it when I don't have shit that's fucking going in my favor.
Well, let's press on. We will get to the bottom of this mystery.
You go first.
As always. And Darryl trudges off.
Fat lot of fucking good
Philip,
that did.
With Philip the Yak. Come, Philip.
So wait. Can we tie Tabby to a tree? I don't want Tabitha to get hurt.
You would deprive her of adventure?
We might want to keep her close, though. I mean, if we leave her here, who knows what might find her? You know what I mean?
She may age or get younger.
Vinny, you're right.
We don't want her to get eaten, you know.
No.
She's fine. She's a good girl. And he smacks the pony on the ass.
Yes, of course. A horse is a horse, of course.
Unless it's a pony, then it's probably a pony.
Yes, right, quite right. Yes.
Okay, so you're going through, this gorge. It's, still all kinds of ferns and green plants around you. It's narrowing down, but you can still see some sunlight coming in. But you walk for another half an hour or so. You can see the gorge narrows a bit. It's not making you go single file or anything, but it does look like it's narrowing. And then up above you, or up ahead of you, you can see kind of a fringe of lots of green plants, and then a kind of big wide stream ahead of you on the other side of those plants.
Well, I guess this is what we got the boat for, huh?
Yes, the folding boat. Let's do it.
Maybe we should take a look around first to see what's here.
Ah, yes. Yes, we look around.
It's not a leaky boat. Oof. My shoes are very expensive. I don't want to get them wet.
Charlie built it good. It's not leaky, so you're all right.
I got an 09, which is an extreme success.
Okay.
I got a 57, which is barely a success.
Okay, so you don't really see anything around. It's it's narrowing down. Back to Danny's point, this might be a good spot to leave Tabitha and Philip. It is sheltered. There's a bunch of green stuff. Obviously, there's some water. You can't bring them on the collapsible boat with you, but this is probably a good spot as any. It's probably a good thing you didn't leave them out in the back. They could have wandered off or something came out. So, this is probably a good spot to leave them. I don't know if you want to tie them, peg them down or anything, because they're not going to go too far back out the other way, because there's all kinds of stuff they can munch on right here with water. So this is probably a good spot as any to leave them. From the spot hidden, there's really nothing around. It doesn't look like it's been disturbed. There's not like a campfire or fire ring or anything like that.
There's no White City.
No White City.
All right, Petra, you be good. Don't let those things eat you.
Philip, you watch out for Petra. I mean, not Petra. You watch out for Tabitha.
Oh, yeah.
Don't lick me. Don't do that. You stay and you look out for Tabitha.
Yeah, it looks like they'll probably be safe here, yeah? I mean, it's just all fucking grass and shit.
Do you think they'll mate?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Maybe that's how those things were made, that they mated and weird creatures and they had weird babies.
Who knows? I mean, there's some weird shit because I got fucking rocks in my pockets, so.
What would you call this offspring of a horse and a yak? A hack?
I don't know, man. If you could pull it off, you could call it anything you want to, I suppose.
I'd probably call it Lucy. Lucy if it was a girl, and if it was a boy, true. Timmy.
That works for me.
Well, we can hope.
If that happens, we could put that shit in the fucking zoo. We'll make a lot of money.
Yes.
I can sing romantic songs to them later on. Set the mood.
He gets a pained look. He's
my God.
Okay, so animals are taken care of. I'm assuming you guys are going to pop open the boat, right, and get that ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough room. You don't have to leave any of your supplies. It's not like you were supplied for a big long journey. So anything that you wanted to bring with you can go with you. Yeah, there's plenty of room. So gonna head to get in the boat, and we'll say there's kind of like folding oars that were with the boat, so they're not super big thick ones you would normally get, but they are paddle shaped. They're a bit thinner. They might be a little bit harder to paddle, but they'll get you through. They'll propel you forward with that. So I'm assuming it's Darryl and Vinny doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you remember our deal. I'm not rowing.
It's okay, doll. You just sit there. We'll take care of it.
I am rowing.
Well, if it was a fucking rowboat, then you could do the rowing, but I think we're both going to have to row in this instance.
Yeah,
it's a canoe.
There's no locks. Yeah, there's no locks for it. So, one do one side, one do the other.
So, do you think, can you row from the back or the front?
You sit to the front, and I'll sit kind of like towards the back. You row right, I'll row left.
Well, the rear is the most important in the canoe. So I was wondering if can you row the back or the front?
I don't. Are you saying that you want to row in the back? Is that the point of this fucking conversation we're having?
I've steered a canoe before.
You already said you weren't a backdoor kind of guy.
No, I suppose if the...
No, now the truth comes out. Go ahead, sit in the back.
I can't speak for if something comes along that appeals to me in that way, but the real question is here, can you row
just
from
go
front?
do it. Just go sit in the back. It's fine. I grew up in fucking Brooklyn. What do I know about fucking rowing a canoe?
So you can't... I'll sit in the back and steer the canoe.
Go sit in the back. Fucking pain in my ass. You're in the middle of the fucking nowhere. You got a fucking sands on your arm. I got rocks in my pockets.
So you guys are... Sorry, go ahead, Darryl.
We broke the jam.
So you guys are...
Darryl's got nothing to say.
So you guys are paddling. So you're in kind of, like a stream, but it's a bit wider, obviously a bit deeper. You can still see sun coming down. Now, obviously the gorge is kind of closed over a bit, but there still is sunlight, cracking down. So you go in and, you're going through, and then you kind of go into a tunnel. So it almost, everything kind of covers over, but there's still some luminescence. So there must be, some through the top, some sunlight coming in. So while you guys are paddling, so you're going about 15 minutes or so paddling, everybody's just looking around. Petra kind of looks over the side, is looking into the water. And
at herself.
Notices, yeah, exactly, look at the reflection. But on top of your reflection, you can see at the bottom, very deeper than you expected this to be, almost like a ruined city. So there looks like giant stone towers and walls, and like I said, so far deep down, but with the reflection of the light down from the sunlight, that you can see a ruined city down in the bottom of the water.
Guys, Vinny, there's a city down there. Look under the boat. Look.
What do you mean there's a city under the fucking boat? It's nothing but water.
No, there's not. Look in the water. Look.
So he looks, kind of like takes the paddle out and looks to see, is it easy enough to see, or?
Yeah, once the water settles, you pull the paddle out, the ripples you made, once that settles a bit, you can definitely see down.
Holy fucking shit, there's a fucking city down there.
Does this have impossible geometries?
I don't know. It could be white.
Yes, it is very cyclopean.
Oh my god.
We're gonna be millionaires. Look at us. We're archaeologists.
Yeah, who would have thunk it, huh?
While you're looking
I'm gonna
down,
have to get some glasses so I look smart for the news coverage.
While you're looking down, it is a cityscape. It is obviously not like Darryl said, but like John said, it is big stones, big towers and walls. On one of the towers, you see kind of like a shadow area all of a sudden kind of separate from the tower, and it looks like the dark black shadowy shape is pushing away from the tower and kind of trailing the way your boat's going. So obviously it's far down, so when your boat moves, you can kind of see it kind of going at an angle towards you.
Oh gosh.
Does it look like it's trailing or intercepting?
I think it was trailing because you went over it, and now it is kind of making a vector towards you.
Oh god, it's making a vector. We have to row harder.
Oh yeah, shit! Get fucking row, man, row!
Row.
What's happening to us?
Just
Are we going crazy?
sit still. We have to row harder.
We'll deal with that, Danny. We'll deal with that roll after. Okay,
There's some cyclopean impossible shit going on beneath the waves.
So how about we have Vinny and Darryl roll strength?
Oh, no. 86.
Oh, 79 out of 65.
79,
Oh.
86.
We're going down.
Okay. So
I'm pulling harder than you, or you're pulling harder than me. We're kind of like fucking spinning a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're going forward, and you can see kind of a shoreline in front of you, but it looks like that shape is, it's getting a bit closer. Let's do one more strength roll.
No, not like that. Pull the other fucking way. It's too hard. You pull too hard.
The same thing.
Listen to Vinny. He knows what he's talking about.
I'm the one with the more experience. I know exactly what to do.
You listen to Vinny.
So what did you get, John?
63 out of 65.
Okay. So you guys are, I would say, maybe about 50 feet from the shoreline. So the shape, it looks a lot closer, but strangely, a big long tentacle flies out of the water and whips up towards the boat. So everybody make a dodge roll.
God, what is this? A dodge roll.
Oh, 28 out of 32.
Oh my
Oh.
God. This is not going to go good. Oh, I rolled a 94 out of 25.
Oh, Jesus.
I got a 71 out of 27.
Okay, so
There's no amount of luck.
Darryl and Petra see a big tentacle come and fly over them and kind of clip both of them. So you each just take 1 hit point damage.
1 hit point.
Yep.
That thing just messed up my hair.
I was gonna say that ain't bad, but then I got 9, so that's
Same. That's
bad.
not bad. It hurts.
Yeah,
What
so
was that?
Oh
Holy
God!
shit, get down, get down.
yeah, so let's have John roll one more strength since everyone's ducking. So this is the last one. I lied. This is the last one.
36 out of 65.
And
Nice.
I rolled a 98. So now you are you beach the boat up onto the other shore. There's all kinds of plants and stuff on it. So you beach the boat up. The tentacle swung that hit Darryl and Petra before, kind of lashes around, but you don't know if it's still too far away that maybe it reached the farthest length of its tentacle, but it kind of swings over you and it's about 10 feet away. So now the boat is kind of on the shore, and I'm assuming you guys are all like hopping out of the boat and dragging it up.
Oh,
Vinny, I'm bleeding. It took out some of my hair. I have a bald spot now, Vinny.
oh
Remove
shit.
her weave, son of a beach.
As soon as the boat, like, he's out of the boat pulling that shit up on the fucking shore. Come on, get the fuck out of the boat. Get out of the boat.
Yes.
Okay, so the boats, you definitely got it out once everybody hopped out and you pulled it all up. So everybody roll sand now so we can do that.
Oh shit, I got a fucking 01.
Yeah, you're fine.
I got an 11.
Ow.
You're good too.
Oh my God. Oh, 74. That goes above. I did it. I am going insane.
So
You can spend luck.
Darryl loses 2.
So what does that mean? I lower it from 99 to 97?
If that's
No,
what
what's
you're-
that's
Oh,
your
no,
total max.
Okay,
what's-
so 70 down to 68.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Okay,
So the key
got it.
for sand is if you lose 5 at one time, or you lose 20% in an hour of game time. So an hour of, I guess game time would be an hour of us playing. Is that the way it is, John? I always get that confused.
I think it's an hour of in theoretical game time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so in game time. Okay, so you're fine because you lost 2. So if you would have lost 5 at once, then you could have had a no roll and all kinds of temporary insanities and stuff. So you've just lost 2. So you're a bit shaken. It's a bit.
Oh my
weird.
god!
Does
So
it look
Vinny,
that bad?
no. Let me see. No. If you just put your hair. No, you're fine. It looks good. I think you'd be okay.
Vincenzo, I admire your strength in telling her it looks fine. It's horrifying.
She smacks him right across the face. You show me respect just like you show Vinny.
I meant
You
to
shut
say,
up.
all right, I am sorry. I rescind, and I'm going to stop talking now.
You got to keep your shit to fucking together, man.
I am trying, but did you not see the impossibly large tentacle just try to take us out?
I saw it. Do
Well,
you think it's one of those fucking rat things with fucking tentacles
shit on its face? Yes.
Shit.
I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. We should get far away from the water. Don't you think? We should probably move far away from it.
Back in the aquariums, and they have the things called octopuses. Maybe it's just one of them. Maybe it migrated to Tibet.
Did I have octopuses in Tibet?
I
bet
don't know
they
that.
do.
Well, let's fucking hope so, right? Because who the hell knows?
Well, it was large. I mean, that was incredible.
It was like a fucking kraken.
It was, and I feel like I'm cracking under the pressure. If you know what I'm saying.
He looks at you in the eye and goes, "I do know what you are fucking saying to me."
I can't stand it, Vinny.
Who, Darryl? He's okay. He gets on your nerves a little bit, but
Wait, what? Who? What? Who?
Hmm?
What?
I
Where's it
assume she
going?
meant you.
Yes.
You guys are dragging the boat while you're having this conversation, right? You're pulling it.
Oh
up
yeah,
and
we're getting the fuck away from the water.
So while you are pulling the boat and everybody's arguing and Petra's yelling at Vinny and Darryl for being disrespectful, she notices something glittering on the sandy beach.
Oh shit, we've lost her.
She drops. She wasn't really helping with the boat, but she was like faking she was. So she just like drops her side, which everybody notices that nothing else happens, and she just beelines it towards that shiny thing.
Okay, so there are shiny things. So you see all spread out kind of on the ground. There's, gold nuggets, diamonds, different kind of gemstones, emeralds. I was going to say, do you want to say pearls? I'm fine either way. It doesn't say pearls, but if you want to go with pearls, we can do that too. Actually, yeah. So let's say pearls because that feeds into something else. So yeah, there's just all kinds of different. So not big, huge, but jewelry size, like small carat size, gold nuggets, diamonds, emeralds, pearls, all just scattered around. Not like super clumped up, but scattered it out. You can see around you.
Looks like she finally found that pearl necklace she was looking for.
Petra drops to her knees and grabs a handful of them and just starts going like this, dropping them down her body. Like,
Jesus.
We found it! Vinny, it's here! We found it!
You found it, baby. You found it.
And she's rubbing the jewels on her.
So he looks back around then to see holy shit, is there that much stuff laying on the beach?
It's not like over top of each other, but they are scattered, just throughout. There are just various bits and pieces, maybe, like a foot away from each other, scattered around. So while you're doing that, everybody do spot hidden also.
43 out of 60.
24.
58 out of 50.
Okay, so Dani, you got the lowest roll, right?
Yes. 24. Yep.
So while you're, taking a jewelry shower and seeing all the stuff around you, you see kind of like a skull peeking out of the sand, and there's a giant 6-carat diamond in like the center of the skull's forehead.
Oh shit.
Oh, Vinny! Oh, Vinny! And she
What's the
starts
matter?
crawling towards it. Vinny, we
find
found
something?
it.
What's there? Are you okay?
I need a knife. I need a knife. Quick! I need a knife.
He goes in the boat. I'm sure they probably packed, knives and rope and shit.
Yeah.
So he grabs it, runs over. Holy shit!
That's payday.
No kidding. Holy crap, that's fucking huge. Oh.
I'm going to get it.
Well, hold on. Maybe it's a fucking skull. Is it a human skull?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well,
They're dead. I need the diamond. They don't.
No, I get it. I think we should fucking take it, but maybe it's a trap. Yeah?
What?
Darryl, come here, see if you get this fucking diamond.
I'll get right over there, and I will begin to try and remove the diamond from the skull.
Manny, you're so smart.
I know, it's all up here.
So Daryl's gonna grab the diamond, right?
I have the diamond. I have the diamond in my possession. Yes.
Okay. So Darryl needs to make
of course.
John needs to make a power roll for Darryl. So roll power.
Ooh, 53 out of 70.
I rolled a 54.
Huzzah!
So you grab the diamond and look at it, and it's a pretty huge size diamond. It's a good size. 6 carats is pretty big. And you're just looking at it, and you have a diamond in your hand now.
Does Petra snatch it from him?
It looks as though I've got a diamond in my hand.
No, excuse me. I found it.
I suppose it really doesn't matter. I'll give it right to you. I don't really want it. It's more of the chase than the actual acquisition of it. But yes, I got it, but I am now giving it to you. To show my deference and respect to you.
Petra is going to snatch it up and shove it right in her cleavage, right where it's
first,
safe.
You have to make a power roll now, too. So Petra has to make a power roll.
I suppose it's a good place for that to go.
It'll be warm there. 64 out of 80.
Rolled 87. So it goes into your cleavage.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just, it just feels like, so
Home.
It's a diamond. It feels, so it's been sitting here and out to the elements, but you and Darryl both kind of feel that it actually does feel a bit cold, not like freezing, but it does, the ambient temperature you would think it wouldn't be, but it has a little bit of a, chill's even the wrong word. It just, when you put it on your hand, you can feel your skin temperature go down a bit. So it's not the ambient temperature around you or anything like that. So it does have a bit of a cool feel to it.
Now I get why they call it ice, but don't worry, it's going to warm up right where it is.
Boy, what I give to be that fucking diamond right now.
I'm sure you'll get up those stairs one day, Vincenzo.
That's not the only place to hide a diamond. Sometimes a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do.
Oh, shit. I knew a guy. Forget it. Yeah. That's a story for another time.
Okay. So while you're looking around, you have Petra has the diamond. There are still bits and pieces, but, from the stories Charlie was telling you, this, the gold nugget he showed you was bigger than this, but there is, plenty around you, but what he showed you was bigger. So while you're, looking around, and I'm assuming, do you want to collapse the boat? Do you want to take it with you? Do you just want to kind of leave it pulled up out, away from the water. So in case there was like a tide or anything, do you want to pull
If
that
we
up and leave it there? Or
We can collapse the boat if it doesn't take that long. I'll collapse the boat and take it with us.
yeah. So you're just going to pack up and take your stuff with you then?
I don't want to be without this thing, I'll tell you that much. In
I'm
case
not
we need to
swimming in
get
that
out of
water.
here in a tight spot.
Well, should we fucking leave it? I mean, because then we could run and then throw it in the water and then just jump in.
Damn it, you make a good point, Vincenzo.
I mean, unless you want to fucking drag that thing all the way around, I mean, that's up to you.
Well, it folds up into a nice... How big does it fold up into again?
Let's just say a bit bigger than briefcase. So a big, big square, because it's all really thin, like leather, and really, I guess, thin, tough, maybe like bamboo. So it does pack down pretty.
All
tight.
right, you've changed my mind. I think it's best to leave it here in case we are leaving in a hurry.
Yeah. I mean, you could bring it if you want. I'm just saying.
What if someone takes it or that thing smashes it? Oh, I forgot about that thing. We shouldn't stick around on this beach.
Yeah,
He's
this.
just-
You're far enough in. Like
Okay.
when you got out of the water, it looked like, whatever that was, kind of like a last gasp kind of swipe at you, because it came after the first hit. You were far enough away that the second one didn't get any closer, so it wasn't getting closer to you then.
Okay.
Well, let's grab some of the fucking sacks and whatnot, and let's fucking look around, huh?
Yes, let's.
Okay.
I'm assuming they filled like a half a sack already with the shit that they just found at the.
If you're just going through, yeah, exactly. So if you're walking through and just reaching down, grabbing some stuff, when you're walking through, off to your left, you kind of see a big cave opening. You're going straight, and then there's kind of like a branch off to the left. The straight kind of seems to be the way you want to go. So all of a sudden you hear a loud rumbling and a bunch of stone, kind of grinding or falling. And then you also see in front of you in the hallway your little buddy from before, who says, "It's probably time to get moving now."
Well, no shit.
Is the rumbling in front of us or behind us?
From the side tunnel.
On the side tunnel, is that the one we wanted or no?
You walk past the side tunnel, or you walk down the main tunnel, and off to the side, you hear this rumbling, and your little buddy appears to you straightforward the way you were going and says,
Okay.
"It's time. You probably should get going."
Are you coming
yeah.
with us?
Yes, I'm here to get you going.
What?
So you are our guide.
Guide or probably savior at this moment. So you hear it get a lot closer. So the little thing says, "Yes, time to move now," and he says it a bit sterner.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here then.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay. So he's kind of running, or whatever they are running in front of you. You hear kind of the noise behind you. You're probably 100 or 150 feet back from that branch that you saw where the noise was coming from. And this is a proper, from what Darryl was saying, this is a proper cave now. It's all closed over. But there is, some kind of light that you can see. But yeah, so it's running forward. It's getting you to run behind it. And you're about 200 feet ahead, and you see this behind you. Give me 1 minute. You see this behind you. So he's, it's saying, "Yeah, it's time to get moving. We're going to get moving." And you see, where's the screenshot? There it is. You see this behind you in the tunnel, about 200 feet behind.
Oh
What
my god.
the fuck?
Holy shit! What the fuck is that?
Oh my gosh, Vinny!
It's a fucking horrendous.
I want to even wear that.
I shoot it.
Just fucking run! Just fucking run!
I run.
Yeah, so your little buddy screaming, "Run, run, run."
We're running.
So it's about 200 feet behind you. So, it's not gaining on you or anything if you get moving, it's not going to come gain on you. But you are running forward, and it's kind of loping ahead of you. You can see the tunnel you're running down is kind of narrowing a bit. Not anything restrictive, but you can tell it's going to a narrowing point. And you're running. And let me just roll real quick.
Is that a sand check?
Yeah, I was going to check something first.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's while you're running through the tunnel, this thing's pretty big. It's bigger than a person. It's bigger than probably a couple people. So it's kind of, being jammed in since the tunnel is kind of narrowing down. So it's kind of getting stuck. So when it gets through, it's trying to bash around it to open up a way. But it does get stuck in there. And at the end of the tunnel, you come out, and what you see around you is another city spread out before you with a sky. It's just looks like there's no ceiling. It's not like you're in a giant cavern. It just looks like a world with sky and a city. But, the color is a bit off. So it's not like blue and white. It's kind of blue, maybe with gray, with a bit of silver. So just the color of it looks a bit off. And once you're through the tunnel and maybe about 20 feet away from the tunnel, you can't hear any more any noises behind you of the thing chasing. The little buddy of yours says, "Welcome to Salaface." So let's roll sand for the monster.
Oops.
Oh, 93.
Can you spend luck on sand rolls?
I don't know. Let's check that real quick.
95.
I hope so.
I'm not going to.
I'd have to spend half my luck to bring it down.
I think you can.
Dice.
I spend 2 then. I rolled a 52 out of 50.
Wait, what's everybody's sanity? Why is that so low? I just got mine like a pre-gen and I modified it, so I have a high sanity with that one. Like, what is an average sanity?
Depends. Lots of people, you could have 70 or 80.
Okay, all right, that's not abnormal. I didn't know if they've. Okay.
Well, yes,
I
and
failed nonetheless.
you can spend luck on sand rolls. I just think you can't do it on attack rolls or characteristics. So or for edu and int and strength and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So did Darryl and Petra failed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me see what the number for this is.
He's a gangster, so he's lost San already. Like, he's killed people and whatever.
You're fucked up.
Yeah.
No problem.
It takes a lot to shake you.
You fucking better believe it.
I do.
I'm on the fucking streets.
John, you're 0. And Petra and Vinny 0. Petra and Darryl is 2 each.
Okay.
That was a 1 out of game. That was a 1d8. Yeah, you lose 2.
Well, it's on the better side.
Okay, so now that the monster's out of the way, you're standing, you're looking around, you see a big city in front of you. It looks ancient. It doesn't look like old. It looks like it's been around a long time, but it doesn't look like it's in disrepair or crumbling or anything. But you can tell just by looking at it, it looks like it's kind of like an ancient city. And your little friend in front of you says, "You are now in the Tenarian Hills, and this is the city of Celephais." So Celephais.
Is that the White City?
It is the White City.
We need it.
Well, some old guy told us that all of our fucking questions would be answered in here. I would like to start with, what the fuck was that thing?
Good question, Vinny.
Right, I think so.
So the answers from the White City aren't given by me, but I can tell you that is the unclean keeper of the tunnels.
Unclean? Not shower? I'm picking up your accent, Vinny, by the way. Just from being around you for so long. I'm going to go with it.
It's infectious.
It is.
So there are others here who will answer questions other than what that was. There are more here to talk to and question.
All right. Well, how about this? What exactly are you, really?
So I am a denizen of the land of dreams. You are now in Celloface in the land of dreams.
Where dreams come true, right?
Depends on what your dreams are.
I'd like to be a movie star.
I don't know what this movie star is. He said this is the dreamlands of the gods, the lands outside of your world, but always next to your world.
You're talking crazy.
Wait, what the fuck does that mean? We're not in our world anymore?
No, you are not.
But we just fucking walked in from back over there. We walked through the crack and we walked back out. You're back in fucking Tibet.
He's right.
You walk into my world and I can walk into your world. There is a thin divide between the worlds. The thinnest of all in the land that you are from. The land that you came through. The divide is the thinnest. But I can go to your land, or I can go to your world and you can come to mine.
He fucking takes the cross out from underneath his shirt and like kisses his cross. None of this fucking makes any sense to me.
So
Vinny, I didn't know you're a religious man.
Of course, I go to church every Sunday. My mom, she brought me up that way. God rest her soul.
So any questions you have will be answered. We can take you to get them answered in the city itself.
How about you just tell us where the rest of the gold is and we'll just leave?
I can take you to who can tell you where it is. I do not know, other than what you already have. And he kind of looks down at your bags that you guys are holding.
So tell me this. Are we going to be fucking shocked when we go talk to whoever this is that we're fucking supposed to go talk to? Is there anything that you could fucking prepare us before we go in there?
No, who you go to talk to is a very friendly person, a very kind person. He will be there to answer your questions. If you treat him with respect, he will treat you with respect.
Does he look like us?
Yes.
All right. Well, that's something, right?
I mean, I suppose.
At least it's not one of those fish things again. That's what it was back there, right? A fish. It had scales.
Oh, yeah. What was that fucking thing in the water with the big fucking tentacles and shit?
That was a survivor of the sunken city. And I do not have a name for it other than the survivor of the sunken city.
Oh my god. What the hell have we gotten ourselves into?
If I ever see fucking Charlie again, I swear I'll break both his fucking legs.
Wait. You'll break his... Oh, in your way. Okay, so the bad way. All right, I got it.
A fucking bat right to the knees.
Bad.
You think Charlie knew about this?
Well, how could he not know about this shit? All the fucking stuff we had to go through, the fucking tentacles and shit. He's a son of a bitch, that guy.
I suppose some more questions for him are warranted, but there's nothing to do for it now.
I suppose not. I mean, we're already fucking here. It looks like we might be stuck.
Shit. Well, shit.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Shit.
So you're the little guide says, "You're not stuck. You're here. There's always a way back."
Or through the fucking tentacles way back, or the fucking thing with the fucking mouths and shit.
Yes. What about the things with the mouths and shit?
And yeah, hey, we didn't hurt anybody. Why are they attacking us? You said that was part of the deal.
They aren't me. They aren't us. The ones who I said wouldn't attack you are like me, not like them.
Well, how do you get in and out if those fucking things attack everything?
There's other ways around. There's other ways to get out. It just depends on which way you want to go. And why would you want to leave now? You're here. Now would be a time to explore and look around and, kind of points to the bags, fill those up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, we ain't ready to leave yet, but, we just want to make sure we ain't fucking stuck here forever and shit.
Not unless you choose to be.
What the hell? What kind of a thing is that to say?
You just said that this was like the dream world of the gods, so can they make us like gods? Like I could be a goddess? Do they have that power?
The world, the rotation of the earth is altered slightly as Darryl rolls his eyes super hard.
So it kind of looks at you, and I guess it kind of a stern look, and says, "You would not want to do what you need to do to become a goddess. You would not want to have to do the acts, have to act upon what needs to be done to be a goddess."
Hi, have you met her?
I've done some questionable things in my lifetime. So, that's debatable.
How can I, without sounding too melodramatic? How many souls do you have on your tally?
Well, my ex used to tell me I sucked souls from anybody I came in contact with, so that would be like thousands. He said I was a soul sucking. I won't even tell you the word he said afterwards because it wasn't very nice. And Vinny might have to.
This game is getting a little too meta.
So it scratches its chin and goes, "Thousands. You'd have to find some answers for that in the city." I thought maybe you were going to say 5 or 6.
Yeah. Well, not thousands of people I've been with. I just meant that I've been in contact with and might have used them, or I mean, not use them. Just okay. I think we should go into the city. This is some stuff to discuss.
You're like a bone collector if the bones you collected were pieces of people's souls. I get it.
Yeah. Not you, Vinny. You're different.
Oh,
careful with your soul.
Yeah. It's sure. It's different.
You only get one.
No, Vinny, are you doubting me? That didn't sound like you.
No. You're perfect, baby. You're perfect.
Okay. She's looking a little hurt.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not you. It's a weird fucking place to be in. We're in a fucking dream world and shit. I don't know. It's just really weird.
You'd support me though if they wanted to make me a goddess and I had to do some bad things. You'd still stay by me, right?
Yeah. I've done some things you don't want to know. I mean,
yeah.
I probably find it reprehensible that we're even considering it.
Maybe we should go talk to this fucking guy, yeah?
Yeah. Fixes her hair and adjusts her hair to the bald spot that she got like practically almost scalped with. Like it's covered up.
Like he gets next to you and like pulls your hair back over a little bit. Like you're trying to get it and he's like, "Oh, yeah."
Thanks, honey.
Sure.
When you say that, your guide kind of swings his arm around, kind of does the whole like that and says, "Welcome to the White City, the place where your questions will be answered." And then right while you're doing that, over above you in this kind of blue, silvery tinted sky, you can see a ship kind of fly over and head up to kind of the part of the city up on the hill. And it just kind of looks like a almost like a galleon, kind of just flying through the air, and it's heading up towards the temple up on the hill.
Would you say it was a white ship?
Why the fuck would you say, what is it, a white ship? It looks like a fucking ship.
I was just sort of talking to myself, talking out loud. But yes, it does look like a white ship.
Yeah, sure, it's got fucking white sails and shit, whatever. I don't know how the fuck it's up in the air. That's just fucking crazy.
Yes, everything about this situation is incredibly fucked up.
Did we do drugs last night and this is just like a big haze? I don't remember doing anything other than that buttered tea.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't never had no buttered tea. I probably have. That fucking guy, I don't know. He seemed like he was awfully happy to have us.
He did.
Shit.
Are we on a vision quest?
Guys, this is a good idea because now we don't have the only boat, so we can definitely get out of here now.
That's true. We should commandeer that vessel.
Yeah. We're
Yeah, yeah. Maybe. Then we can fucking go past those tentacles and shit.
Yeah, fuck those tentacles, am I right? High five.
I say that you stop there, then that's a good way to end it. With a high five.
Oh my gosh, guys.
So, very little Cthulhu in our Cthulhu game.
Because we all like to talk too much.
Yeah.
You got a bit dreamlandy there. There was a few.
No, I'm not blaming you, Kevin. Like, that's completely us.
Yeah, we're assholes. We're GM's nightmares.
So I always look at it this way. So it's, Cthulhu is a more investigative RP kind of game. If you want to do hack and slash and dungeon crawl and stuff, you wouldn't play this. So, I feel bad when I do too many rolls, but when we do the rolls, I think they fit in really good and they feed into it. But you don't want to do rolls for, okay, you step there and I'll roll, step there and I'll roll, because that's not what the game is. You go play D&D or, something to do that. So.
Right. And when it comes to fighting the monsters, you're already fucked. So.
You're dead.
Yeah. I remember listening to, I forget who it was, but they did tons of Cthulhu stuff. And when I first started listening to, actual play of Cthulhu's, and you would go through and it would be a 3-hour session and it would be 2 hours and 40 minutes of all the setup. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, the last 5 minutes, you're waiting to see what the monster or whatever it is. And then it's the last 5 minutes of the podcast is
too late.
Everyone's dead. Oh.
All
right. So we will continue this game fairly soon, right? Don't want to wait too long.
Soonish.
Soonish.
Yeah. Well, look at the calendar.
John knows I'm easy, so I'll leave it up to you guys to decide. So it's 10 to 5, so I sneak downstairs and everyone's asleep, so I can get away with it easier.
Well, you're going to go to work in 10 minutes, right?
I'm working from home this week, so I'm good.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Well, thank you to friends that listened tonight. Woohoo!
Yeah, we had a lot of people tuning in tonight, so thanks everybody for checking it out.
Cheers. And we'll be back.
Tuning into a Cthulhu game, and they got
not really a Cthulhu game.
They got some drama.
Yeah, no, definitely a fun session.
That was awesome.
I think we definitely got enough of the Cthulhu stuff in there with all.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
I was waiting for you guys to get on the path so I could throw that little thing in. So every time you missed spot hidden or listen rolls, that was when you would see that and talk to them.
Yeah, right.
Like,
the rat with the shit on its face.
I don't think I passed one spot roll the entire time.
Yeah.
One thing we're bad at, I noticed it before, Dani and John, is we don't mark down when we make success on the skill rolls, the bottom ones. So I think we did a couple here, but we may do it just like we do with Virginia. When we play this one again, mark down if you make a dodge or a fast talk or persuade. You have to, put a check next to it, because then you can roll after the session to increase it. But we may just we'll roll like a D6, and if we get 3, then you can raise 3 skills. Stuff like that.
You can do that. That's
nice.
Cool. Yeah. So all your attributes that you got on the bottom, all the different skills. If you succeed, then you can check it and then you roll. If you have to fail it and then roll, but you can add up to 10 next time you play. So
Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah, I think the only thing I passed was the dodge check, and I marked it.
I definitely didn't mark anything, but I'll reminisce tonight.
yeah, and like I said, we'll just do like we did for Virginia. We'll roll like a
spot
decent.
hiddens.
Yeah, we didn't roll a ton of different stuff tonight.
No,
But-
and I was trying to think of different things to put into it, but the different when you just roll luck every time, it's for certain things it fits in, but you want to do different kinds of skills. Everybody spends time to put it in all kinds of different, different characters, parts of it. You want to try to roll them.
Well,
That
next
means-
time, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say the fucking entertainer takes out all her skills in fucking art because I thought it was like I don't need to know what art pieces is or this artist is.
Well, maybe I can roll accounting next time and like tally up how much gold and shit we have.
Yeah.
Thank God we brought a bookkeeper to tally up our gold before we succumb to sanity.
Well, fuck, running a club is a lot of fucking work. You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure all my fucking shit balances out. It's a fucking pain in the ass.
I know exactly what you are saying.
Oh, shit. All right. This is a good group. And 3's a nice number, too. Because
I love
everybody
three.
gets.
Three is perfect.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, we want to
Three
thank.
and four. 3 and 4 are good numbers.
Yeah, 4 is good, too. We want to thank everybody for checking this out. If you like it, click the subscribe. Reviews on iTunes or Podchaser, whatever your podcatcher of choice is super beneficial. We've got coffee. One of our GMs, Neil, has his own coffee business. So you can buy Legendary Brew at tinyurl.com/legendary brew. You can also click on the convoluted link in the show notes to order that. It's really good. Bird's coffee is all that I drink now. So if you're a coffee aficionado, check it out. If you don't like the Legendary Brew, try one of the other ones. The Night Owl blend is what I used to drink prior to us having our own coffee. That's also really good. So spread the love out there. Yeah, I guess that's it. We're all over social media. We're on Instagram, iTunes. You can find us on iTunes. We're Tumblr and Facebook and all that kind of shit. So if you like it, follow it. Click on it, link it, share it, do all that kind of stuff. We really appreciate it. It helps us out a ton. And we'll catch you next time.
Yes. Cheers.
Bye.